Yo, all right. Think we are currently live. Let us know if you can see and hear us. I just switched over. Hopefully, we got some familiar faces in the chat. I see we got Mason
We
Goldberg
do. We
back
got a
in the
couple.
house. Kitchen boy.
Hey, Kitchen boy.
Kitchen boy. Sick.
What's up, guys? How you doing, guys? Yeah. In case you're new here, my name's Francesco Makayan. On the other end, as always, my partner in crime.
Matthew Magnus as always. Yes, sir. Yeah, what up, kitchen boy? Yeah, super excited to have you guys. Glad we got the early birds here. Uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, second stream, first stream, you guys showed up in numbers. That was crazy. Definitely did not expect all the awesome engagement and everything in the chat. So that was super fun.
All the day ones.
Right.
Appreciate y'all for
Yeah,
sure.
the real fans. um,
Our thoughts, like how the weekend has like, oh, like this is they've been fans since Trilogy, they got fans
right.
since Kissland, got fans since the day one stream,
Right. For
and yeah.
yeah. I guess we'll just chill with you guys for a little bit. Stream's kind of just getting started. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff we want to talk about today. So
Mm,
much has happened. I said that last time, and even more stuff happened since we even last streamed last week. So
yeah. The two artists we talked about, or not artists, two musical acts that we kind of like discussed real quick in the beginning, happened to drop. Obviously, we knew that
literally,
Silk Sonic was dropping,
yeah,
but we didn't know that Drake was dropping. Literally, he posted the day before, I think. So that's pretty cool.
yeah. I know we talked a lot about
Yeah,
Drake on the last stream, especially about Certified Lover Boy and stuff like that. And
yeah,
yes,
and
our thoughts supremacy. I believe in our thoughts supremacy.
yes, your thoughts. Yeah, man, y'all are hilarious. But yeah, let's just start with how are you? How are you doing, Matt? How are you guys doing in the chat? How are you guys? All 11 of you. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, how are you doing, Matt?
Yeah, I'm good. Glad I'm hopping back on here. Glad I'm sitting in front of you guys again. Felt like a great conversation last week. Excited. I'm currently feeling really excited just about everything happening behind the scenes. Can't talk about everything, but we have a lot of stuff cooking up for you guys that we're currently in the
Or
works.
actually, there is a thing that we will announce
Yes.
a little bit later on. So if you guys want to stick with us for a little bit, we're gonna talk about obviously Silk Sonic. We're gonna talk about Drake's EP, and then got a little announcement for you guys. Something we're both really excited about. And but yeah, sorry, continue. You're saying?
Yeah, no, yeah, just super excited. I've been really hyped off this track, off this Silk Sonic record. Hopefully, all of you guys got a chance to listen to it. Bruno Mars, Anderson Paak, back at it. Or I guess Bruno back at it. This is the first time we've seen them kind of collaborate on something. But yeah,
Yeah,
since
yeah,
since then, I've been listening to strictly Bruno Mars for like a week straight.
yeah,
So
man.
I'm
I
I'm
feel
like
that.
fully invested now.
By the way, real quick, we got so excited about getting on. Did you start recording on Audition?
No, I didn't even do
Oh
that.
shit. Okay. All right. Wait for hold on, guys. Okay, you guys will see a little behind the scenes real quick. All right. So I'm rolling on Audition
All right, I
right now.
gotta. Okay, hold on. Let me switch over real quick. I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna hide myself. Hold on. I'm gonna go back to the starting screen
Okay.
just
All
so I
right.
can do this. All right, we're recording there. I'm gonna clap. There you
Okay.
go. Now we're back. Sorry
All
about
right.
that.
Yes.
Wanted to make sure we record all of these, all the audio for this stream. So if any of you guys missed last stream and either you want to just listen to it, you can go on our SoundCloud or wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Last week's stream
Yeah.
is posted. You can listen to that. But yes, I think I'm good. How have you been doing since that track dropped?
Man, I'm telling you, man, my days have been a lot better. Like if we went back a year ago, uh, and you just saw my mood, like I was just constantly down,
Hmm.
bad for real. But damn, so much music has been dropping lately. So many people have been announcing music. Uh, however, damn, we have been in quarantine for a while over here in America.
It's been
Like I've gotten
a
to the
year.
point. where
Yeah.
yeah, just about a year. And I was I'd actually like to pose the same question to the chat, but if you guys have like noticed, like if you guys have ever caught yourself doing something that you would never do except in the circumstance that you've been stuck at home all day. Like for example, I just today I just got stuck. I just caught myself watching rain fall or hail fall. Actually, it was hailing for a bit here in the Bay Area, but I was just watching the hail hit my rooftop for like a little bit through like my bathroom window. I was just like, wow, I would never spend 5 minutes doing this if if we were still out and about.
Yeah.
So
No, it was raining here too. It was LA rain, man. Every time it rains in LA, it's like
hashtag
trending
LA rain.
trending
Yeah.
on Twitter cuz that's like such a big thing, but it was hailing. Yeah, it was bad. It was coming down and then like 3 hours later it was done. I was like, okay, but LA needs the rain. It was flooding though. My street was like a river I had to drive through. It was kind of nuts.
Damn.
Yeah. But
Crazy.
yeah.
We
Well,
also just like I guess we just got some small talk topics. In case you guys didn't know, apparently Travis Scott and The Weeknd will be having a collab for Utopia. I sent you that tweet, remember, where it
mhm.
was like Travis Scott was like um, a collab between them, or just is just kind of inevitable whenever a
Right.
new project drops. Exciting stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Oh, and Kitchen Boy, damn, Washington, the beloved home of the Twilight series. But no, I
Yes.
like love rain. I love overcast. Love Seattle weather. I visited there
Mhm.
once. Pretty cool.
Yes, yeah, it was dope. Yeah, I mean, I thought I read something about Travis Scott and The Weeknd, like having that be a tradition. They have at least one song on his album every year. I think I thought I read that like way back in like Astroworld era or whatever. Where like they kind of decided, yeah, we're gonna have a track together on each album, and um, I mean, I'd expect nothing less on Utopia, but I have no idea what we're even in for with Utopia and Travis Scott's next project. So if the weekend can come into play and at any point, I wonder if the weekend will kind of establish his after hours sound. That's what I'm wondering. Is like if he will
Mm,
integrate that at all with Travis Scott, because I know Travis is working on something different with this Utopia project's going to be a step in a new direction for him. So maybe I don't know, maybe after hours that sound can be integrated at some point. But I think like that'd be sick.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think skeletons. Yeah, Jamie, skeletons on Asteroid was
Yeah.
super dope. I kind of hope because he's been saying that he's gonna try something different. I think is what I've read before.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'd be really cool if he kind of goes into this more psychedelic. He already leans towards that a lot with obviously stargazing,
Yeah.
skeletons, like you just said. But I'd like to see him have a whole album of just like Tame Impala type stuff with Travis's vocals and that dark aesthetic that we love so much.
Yeah.
That would just be crazy. That would be the perfect album
Yeah. I think
at this point in time.
I'm really excited because I know that his next project is gonna be. I think I read somewhere he said it's like it's gonna be his most personal project to date. I know
Mm,
Astroworld. He kind of touched on it like some personal things, like in Coffee Bean, like the like deep cuts of the
right.
album and stuff like that. But I think Astroworld was more of like a vibe and a world, obviously.
Mm.
But I think Utopia might be finally like a peek into what Travis is feeling personally. I want to know personally what he's going through his head. Like he's like the most busy man on the planet right now. Like getting like endorsements after endorsements and just
Yeah.
spreading his freaking Cactus Jack empire. So like I want to know where his head is at and like how that affects him and where the music comes into play. So I'm actually almost like
I
more
saw
excited.
Cactus Jack Sharpies.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, bruh, how do you even Sharpie collab? Like, yeah,
Imagine the Sharpie company getting like an email from Travis Scott's like representation, like, yo, we'd love a collab between Cactus Jack and Sharpie.
yeah. I mean, honestly, they look kind of cool. We got
Yeah.
a question here
Yeah.
from Etienne Smith. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but when do you think Utopia will drop? I think it'll drop this year. Um, but not till
Yeah.
late this year, in my opinion.
Like like, are you saying winter or fall?
I'm
I'm gonna try
thinking.
to get you to like be as specific as possible.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, just so if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, then
I'm dead
we'll just
wrong.
forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably fall, like after the summer. I
Mm,
think by then, hopefully the world would be pretty much back to normal. And that would make the most sense for
yeah.
Travis to release a project by then. So I'm praying for fall or just later half of this year. Um, but yeah, I mean he's had quite a bit of time, even though he's released a couple projects here and there, like Jack Boys and stuff. Those are all kind of like, it's kind of just an EP. I'm sure they just did that in like a studio session, but I feel like
Yeah.
he's been working on Utopia for a minute, and I'm sure he's had a lot of time being in quarantine to work on that. So excited. I'm
There's
excited.
there's that there's that Instagram live where he was just like making a beat, right? Do you remember that? Seeing that video
Mm-hmm.
where he was like making a
Yes,
beat from scratch and
bro,
pretty recently. Yeah,
that shit was
that beat sounded
crazy,
really dope.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like that was some people always say the Kanye influence, but like I can see the Kanye influence, but I feel like he's made it his own. At least from just that
Mm,
snippet, I was like, holy shit, this is some like elegant beat, is what it sounded like, you know?
I know. Yeah, there was like some strings that sounded like it was straight out of Dragon Ball Z, when like a villain walks in.
Yeah,
And then that hard beat was going, and then
yeah,
on top of that, when he played like the beat, the final, not the final draft, but a draft of the beat, there was like this intro or like sample of someone speaking, and it all just sounded really dope. If that's the aesthetic he's going for with the Utopia, I'm down for it. I think he'll drop. I don't know. It really depends. I get, every artist is waiting on whether or not the vaccinations and all,
right.
get out of quarantine and all that stuff. I'll say, you said fall. I'll say winter. I'll say
Winner.
winter. I do think that I think it's gonna take a while, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Uh, but I will say I do like the fall in that Travis really ambitious. He's like the weekend in that way where he'll try to push for it just in case it happens to all work out. Like, the weekend's already announced tour dates.
Yeah,
I think Travis Scott will be a little ambitious and drop the project a little earlier than we'd like, or than we
expected.
predicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah, I
there you go.
mean, yeah, Colby, I hope by fall concerts are packed because I got my weekend
Man.
tickets and I'm not trying to get those refunded. So let's hope by then, I mean that's 2022, so that's like a year from now still. So I
Yeah.
hope by then. Um but yeah, exciting stuff. Exciting stuff from the weekend. I mean the weekend.
Yeah.
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott
Uh,
and The Weeknd, hopefully,
right.
or definitely, we know that they're working together. Um, yeah, I don't know. Do we want to go ahead and get right into Silk Sonic?
Yeah, let's do it.
Whew,
Um,
okay.
man, where do we begin with
So,
this?
yeah, so like I said last stream, it's been 5 years since we've gotten new Bruno Mars music. 5 very long years. I've changed so much as a person since then.
Yeah,
Jesus.
honestly,
I know,
same.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, like, my God. But yeah, new Bruno Mars collabing with one of my favorite artists that I want to say recently, but I'm in recently. I just mean that I've came in late in
Mm-hmm.
terms of Anderson Paak. Love his
Yes.
music, and caught on to him finally. And man, they're working together. They're dropping music, and it's all just incredible right now. Like, what are, like, just what do you think of this whole collab Silk Sonic
Yo.
idea concept thing that they're trying out?
Yeah. Yeah. What Jamie said. I literally can't stop listening to this track. It
Mm,
is when I first listened to it. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting just a Bruno Mars like 24 Karat Magic for some reason. I like just ballad,
Yeah.
something like that. I was either expecting something like that or like his pop singles, 24 Karat Magic or That's What I
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
out the gate, I was like, holy, this is the funkiest, this is like the smoothest, like uh it just was so like euphoric is like the
Mm-hmm.
word that I can kind of place there because I love all of Bruno's songs. I feel like every album he's put out is a 10, but like I feel like it's always been more like let's have fun and then let's also talk about heartbreak. But then it's like with this one, this
Mm.
was just pure uh I don't even know, just literally just pure joy when he hits the high notes and like the reverb and it's like swirling around your head. You're like, oh my god, like,
Man.
and that coupled with Anderson Paak on the drums and his vocals and the background
Mm-hmm.
vocals, like, it was just so much packed in. It was I feel like the most densely like the mix was just so dense and like lush and there was so much to grab onto for me personally, like just as a
Yeah.
listening experience that I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like I personally, if this is like the first little sprinkle of Silk Sonic that we get, like I don't even know what the rest is gonna feel like because this already was like blowing my mind. I tweeted out like
Mm-hmm.
Silk Sonic is gonna be the album of the year. I already know. I know this is like such a
Mm-hmm.
you know a precursor or kind of a just a hot take right out the
Oh,
bat.
this could age.
Yeah, this
This
could
could
age
age
poorly.
really. It could sour. It could sour,
I
but
don't
I
want to
doubt
wish
it.
that. I
I
don't want
doubt
to
it.
wish that upon them. But I mean, coming out the gate with this, like, come on. But yeah,
Yeah.
awesome track. Was just really refreshing to hear Bruno again, just singing. Like I just haven't heard him in so long, and like Kitchen Boy said, Bruno Mars is an artist who can make any genre sound good. That is so true, and I think this new sound that he's going towards is something I'm a big fan of.
Yeah. Also, what would sound good is real quick if you guys could leave a like under this stream or this video if I'm editing this in. But yeah, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends about this stream, and yeah, cool. And yeah, dude, what I love about it is actually how it's actually kind of interesting because I find a lot of Bruno Mars songs to be very it's very his music a lot of the time is very polished,
Mm-hmm.
very almost too polished. Like I've heard that critique
Yeah.
where like 24K Magic, it's reminiscent of like, 90s
Mm-hmm.
uh 90s pop and like New Jack Swing and all that. And but to the point where it sounds too polished where it takes out the soul of it,
Mm.
uh which is an interesting critique, but I think that's where Anderson Paak comes in, and Bruno and Anderson have actually talked about this, and that they've said that they actually clash a lot when they were working on this album and this project,
Yeah.
and they're saying that Bruno tends to be more methodical because he does come from that pop world, where
Yeah.
especially like in the 2010s where everything was calculated, everything was a lot more industrial,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got Anderson, who, uh, it almost his albums almost sound like you're listening to a jam session, but like a
Yes.
methodical, like already planned out jam session. So I could imagine that, and they've said that there's times where Anderson or Bruno would be thinking too much into it, and or Anderson would be like, oh, yeah, it's good, and then Bruno would come in and be like, nah, try this out and tell me it doesn't work, you
Yeah.
know. So I think that's one thing that we never really take into account is how well a collaboration would work, and how we talk a lot about how their music styles would mesh, but not a lot of how they work and all that. And
Yeah.
obviously we don't really know how every artist works, so we can't speculate on that, but it's a cool, like, interesting aspect that I'll kind of bring into
Yeah.
or discuss every now and then.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
I think that was definitely a concern. Not a concern, but not really a concern, but more like I was very curious about how their sounds would mesh when they announced this track. And like you said,
Mhm.
Bruno makes very it's all mixed perfectly well. And it's like again with the 24 karat magic, it was this throwback to the 90s and all the songs from the 90s are like could basically double as like a theme song for a sitcom or something. That's how, polished
Yeah.
and upbeat and bright they all are. There wasn't any like edge to it. Not to say that Bruno doesn't bring an edge. He brings his style and his voice, which in itself is like another aspect to it. But I like what
Yeah.
you said about how Anderson Paak just feels like it's like a live session. It gives you kind of that it feels like you're in the room. It feels like music being created in the
Hmm.
moment, which is what I have never heard from Bruno ever. And like, I always love when artists are more raw and more, you know, it's a little less polished because I think that's where the character comes from. And Bruno has so
Right.
much character in his voice that plus the distinctness of Anderson Paak's voice and the instrumental and like it all just meshed together just so well. And
Mm.
so yeah, I agree with everything you said.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love this rollout that they're doing as well. Like their whole interaction on Twitter and and this whole thing. I actually want to start to talk about like what they've said from those interviews because I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
One thing they've said is that the concept of the album is that it's a performance-based album, supposed to be performed into a crowd,
Mhm.
and they've dubbed the term the set list of doom, which is basically saying like it's the best possible songs that you could ever perform live and no one would ever want to perform right after that.
Yeah,
uh,
I love that.
Hosted by Bootsy Collins, who, uh, in case you guys don't know, I know I didn't really know Bootsy Collins personally, but yeah, he was like one of the first superstars that Bruno
Yeah.
Mars and Anderson Paak take a lot of inspiration of. Uh, and yeah, also really quick thing that I got from the interview. Apparently, the drums that made it into the song were the first take that Anderson Paak did for the song. Like he was just like, "Oh, I got the rhythm for that," and then they did it, and that's what we hear
Yeah.
whenever we listen to.
Yeah, I think they said
Um,
that on that Zane Lowe or like the Apple interview or whatever it was. Either that or the radio show one, but yeah, they said that a lot of that collaboration was so candid. It was like that's just how good Anderson is on the drums. It's like that drum pattern and that beat, one take. I was like, holy crap. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, that's just they talk a lot about just the magic that and like the struggles and how much they poured out in the studio sessions and recording that track and stuff like that, or just recording the whole album, which
yeah,
was really interesting. They talked a lot about that in those interviews.
yeah, yeah. Um, Also, I'm doing such a poor job. Hold on. We didn't really even get to talk about the song itself. Sorry, guys. We just started going into the rollout of it. But
I know.
yeah, so let's talk about the song. Wow. So you know, first thing you hear is Anderson Paak's drums, and then it goes into this verse that is so like, so it's the '70s like Delphonics type song,
Mm.
but the verse is so laid back that for a second I felt like I was listening to reggae, and I
Yeah.
love reggae music. And wow, like I was just so happy with the tone they decided to go with the first song. It just felt very complete.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like you were how I would describe it is it's like you're when you're listening to it, you can like visualize the moment, where when they all go into this flow state,
Mm-hmm.
where you're just jamming and all that. Like I can feel that through the music, and I think that just is an illustration of how well this song is and how impactful it is.
Yeah.
At what point in the song did you do one of these? Well, lean back with the
Yeah.
with the angry face, nasty face, all that.
Yeah, definitely like the very first chord switch when it goes from, it starts out super laid back with the drums and Anderson Paak laying down his verse. And then when the chords switch and it all becomes super bright and all of a sudden Bruno comes in and it's the first time I hear him on the track, that's when I was like, oh shit, like Bruno's like laying in, but yeah, that was like the one moment where, or the one point in the song where I was like, okay, this is how they're meshing the sound and it just going from one changing the chords like from one to the other like was super smooth and Bruno's
Hmm.
vocals really helped that just elevate the song to that level. I think that and then when Bruno just started like harmonizing with it, with like he was just like basically his vocals were just reverb to feel like you're floating through the track. Like that was another moment where I was like, whoa, like this is something
Ooh,
different.
that first Bruno Mars run,
Yeah.
that first Bruno Mars run that he pulls, you're just like, welcome back,
Right.
welcome back, Bruno.
Right.
What's up, Piercy? Piercy,
Yeah.
what's up? Uh, man, there's so many times where, and also you just can't help but kind of sway to it. Like
Mhm.
I said, it's so laid back, and you just can't, you can't help but just kind of get lost in the song, lost in the sauce.
Right.
Um, yeah. So, is there anything else real quick about the song itself you wanted to get into?
Yeah, I think what's interesting about this track is like how not dated, but how vintage it sounds, but also modern.
Very
Like,
inspired, very
yeah,
much.
yeah, it's very vintage, but also modern at the same time. And I think, um,
Right.
Bruno Mars in I think the Zane Lowe interviews said that the way Anderson Paak approaches the drums, or as just a musician in general, it's as if he's from like a different era. Like he doesn't belong in this century,
Mm,
and that's how he looks at things, and that's how
right.
because he's so he pays homage to like all of his inspirations, that just having that energy on the track really just brings you back. It makes you feel like you're entering a different era, which is probably exactly what they were going for. And on that
Mm-hmm.
radio interview, the host was like, "Yeah, like this brought me back to when I was a teenager listening to music in the '70s, like '70s soul, and like it was just an interesting place to return to, especially now, when it seems like a lot of artists are doing this. Like the Weeknd for one, he kind of went back to like the
Mm-hmm.
'80s. Dua Lipa also went back to like that vintage sound.
Mm-hmm. Bruno Mars did it before, like we said before, with the '90s, and
Yeah, even on his
it's only a
on
matter of
his old
time.
tracks, like on jukebox, like that was like
Yeah.
went back to like the '50s. Like like
Oh man.
he goes back.
Yeah.
So being working within a genre, especially if it's like a throwback genre, is kind of like where Bruno really gets down. And I think this is a perfect lane for him to be in.
Yeah, I'm thinking because of like songs like Runaway Baby, where it's
Hmm.
very I don't know, he's very energetic on that track, and coupled with Anderson Paak coming in and just laying down some a really good drum track. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
And just the synergy they seem to have, I guess segueing into again the interviews,
Hmm.
they both look like they're just having the time of their lives, like whenever they're getting interviewed by a Breakfast Club or
Yeah. Yeah.
uh Zane Lowe. They just seem to bounce off each other very well. They have the most evil grins of all time. They both look like they're up to no good.
Yeah.
um but they both just seem like the most chill dudes ever. They look like they're going to Coachella every day, and it's hilarious.
Hmm.
um
Yeah, I thought that was
but
really fun to
yeah,
see their dynamic on
let's go ahead
those
and talk about the whole
interviews.
Grammys thing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it was just hilarious to see
Yeah.
their dynamic on the interviews, and
Yeah.
like they're like best friends that I had no idea about. So I guess especially when they talk about
Mm-hmm.
the process of being in the studio and like butting heads and kind of reinventing what it means to make music. Like Bruno said that all the time, is like it just reminded me why I love music, is whenever him and Anderson would do a cut together or something like that. Like that I feel like is so
Yeah.
refreshing just as an artist, and like finally, I
Mm-hmm.
feel Bruno, he was writing that 24 Karat Magic tour for freaking like forever, like 2+ years, being stuck in that
Mm-hmm.
era. I feel like quarantine, he mentioned quarantine, if COVID never happened and we weren't forced to stop and reevaluate, this project would never exist. So I think that's just a testament to what good can come out of this situation. And clearly it's kind of like a hard reset for them both to just start something new. So it's just cool to see that
Yeah, yeah.
process.
I believe Bruno said in an interview with Big Boy that he was actually in a pretty dark creative space because trying to figure out how do I top songs like That's What I Like,
Mm.
and Count on Me and all that, and all the stuff from Doo-Wops and Hooligans. Like how do I top this? And because like if I'm not doing that, then what's the point of it? What's the point of it all? Like you said, it reminded him of why he does music is to try to, you know, try something new, try new things, and stretch yourself. And I think having Anderson Paak there was just really comforting for him. Really,
Yeah,
yeah, just really cool. And
definitely.
Kitchen Boy, yeah, I do wonder if it's going to sound too like derivative of you know that the 70s Delphonic style, like to the point where it seems like a gimmick. But I think the music's gonna be too good to for that to be a complaint.
Yeah. Yeah, Bruno gonna go down as as an icon. Yeah, I mean, if you guys thought this was a weekend podcast, when Silk Sonic drops, this will become a Bruno podcast. Just so you know. And I think it's
Yeah,
so.
because
Yeah.
uh,
No, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say, because I mentioned it last stream, but I don't think we really explained like why Bay Area Filipinos really gravitated towards Bruno Mars. Obviously, because he's Filipino, and when you have songs like "Talking to the Moon," "Count on Me,"
Yeah.
those songs are gonna be sang by all your female classmates all day, every day. It was gonna play during every dance, every school function
Yeah.
that was happening. Bruno Mars was everywhere with doo-wops and hooligans. And yeah, to see him back and mature and age really well with
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like his musical style, it's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Uh,
I think it's interesting
so
how the weekend and Bruno are almost on the same path here, where it's like the weekend has reinvented his sound by like indulging in kind
mm,
of like a retro style, with After Hours it's very much 80s synth, like a more like dark 80s, synth alternative whatever. Whereas
like synth wave.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, kind of like a lo-fi aesthetic kind of thing for some tracks.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like Bruno is now indulging in this 70s euphoric I just feel like I could be in a club on tripping off whatever freaking LSD and this song comes on and I'm like I have no care in the world. And so that they're both two different sounds,
Yeah.
but they are doing essentially the same thing where it's like they're kind of reinventing or just rediscovering their sound and rebranding for the type of artists they are by doing this. And I saw like someone, I think
Mm-hmm.
I sent it to you. There's like an image that someone did where it's like a screen cap from the music video, and it's like Bruno like looking up like this
Mm-hmm.
singing, and then they cut it in half, and the other half is like the Weeknd's face, and I'm like,
Is
they've never looked so
yes,
similar.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially they both got the froze growing out. Here, I'm gonna flash it on the screen for the
Yeah, there you
pod
go.
to
There you
see.
go.
There it is, right there, just for some context. But uh, which begs the question: um, can we see a collab, please?
Right.
Come on, man.
I don't even know what
Bruno,
that would
Abel.
sound like.
I know. What would that sound like? Chat, if you can help us out, like, how would you envision like
Do you
a
think that would be
weekend?
a good collab? Like, I don't know. I think I want to
Yeah,
see what he does on Silk Sonic collaborating with someone else.
yeah.
Um,
But then
but
again, the
yeah,
weekend is just such a different style, man.
yeah,
It would be weird to see Bruno on like an Escape to LA, the last part of Escape to LA,
mm-hmm,
where they're just getting super because I'm like Bruno has dropped like an F bomb here and there, or
mm-hmm.
a couple. He's cussed in the songs, but I don't know if he's ever like explicitly described sex the way that Abel has.
Not the way that Abel has, but
First time was a good song.
yeah, like
About
first time is something that comes to mind. But he's more playful. Like Bruno loves to have fun with
Mhm.
his tracks, and then the weekend is just down bad all the time. So it's like there's kind of a duality there.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe the dynamic will be like here's like uh this dude who's just really depressed, and then here's this like uppity, like upbeat, super cool, chill like guy
Mm-hmm.
friend who's trying to like convince him to that everything that it'll get better. That would be hilarious because I know people. I've been reading comments under like our After Hours video that like people are concerned about Abel's health, mental health because of
Yeah.
the topics touched on this album on After Hours. Yeah, what do you think about that, by the way?
Um, yeah, I see. There's like a lot of those kind of comments if you guys go through on that video, and like people are like, "Oh my god, I'm like actually really concerned for him," and like I feel like he needs help, or he sold his soul to the devil and stuff like that. And I mean, yeah,
Mm,
if you look too into anything, you can kind of argue that, but I think to get to the point where he's writing music about it, he's kind of it's a way for him. It's like a cathartic for him, I guess. It's a way for him to work out those
yeah.
issues. So the fact that he's even singing about it and creating a whole mood and song and album and era around this trauma, it's like, okay, he's reflected enough and is in a good enough headspace to be able to do that. And I think that's a very fine line that some artists walk, where it's like people are always like, "Oh my god, like trauma creates the best art," and it's like, or trauma can really f you up and, and make you not want to
Mm,
do anything
mm,
ever.
yeah.
And I think the weekend has been fortunate enough to be able to learn enough to where he can do that. Whereas, and the same with Bruno, where it's like, if you like some of his heartbreaking songs, like "Too Late to Say Goodbye" or "When I Was Your Man," like if you just
Mm.
listen to what he's saying, it like makes you cry because you're like, oh my god, like I let someone go in my life who I love, something like that.
Man,
Where it's
my favorite line that Bruno Mars has ever said. It's in one of his most popular songs. Is in Grenade.
mm-hmm.
When like what was it when we kiss you had your eyes wide open?
Yeah,
Why were they open?
right.
I think about that like twice a month. Like damn,
Why were they
if someone
open?
kisses you with their yeah, why were they open? Like what does that mean? And like how would I react if I was in Bruno's scenario or like situation? Like damn, like what would I do?
Yeah,
But yeah, yeah, definitely.
that's true. I'm glad
uh,
people are thinking that though. That
a Bowie Mercury.
I feel like people actually care, about the weekend and his
Yeah.
well-being. Some people just don't give a shit.
I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some people are just like, all right, drop the next album.
Right.
Yeah. So Bowie Mercury type situation. I actually don't know. Did they collab on anything? My music taste hasn't quite gone there yet. If Mason Goldberg could drop some gems on us and like,
Oh, I think it's
you
just
know.
comparing the two. Yeah, I can see
Oh,
that.
oh, okay. I can see that. Yeah, I've seen a lot of comparisons between The Weeknd and David Bowie. I can see
Mm-hmm.
that for sure. Under Pressure, duh.
Yeah,
That'd be sick. That's a great song.
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what was interesting is from all those interviews with Bruno and Anderson, a lot of them, the interviewers, uh, didn't really have much like insight into the type of artist Anderson is what I've noticed. It's just they're just like
Mm.
everybody knows who Bruno is. I would say all of the interviews except Zane Lowe. Zane Lowe does his research and knows everything.
Yeah.
But like uh yeah. But I think I mentioned this in the first stream where I said this is going to be a huge launching point for Anderson. Um, Already Anderson Paak is an incredible artist and is very very successful and has some very
Mhm.
successful albums. But in terms of the mainstream, being with Bruno has already garnered so much attention for him. And for better or for worse, I kind of feel bad where I feel like I want Anderson to thrive as an independently as his own art as his own person.
Yeah.
But either way, he's gonna blow up, and I feel like after this album drops, people are gonna delve into his discography and discover the gems that are his albums.
Oof.
But yeah,
The shiny gems, shiny ass gems that is
right.
his discography. My God. Uh, yeah, I think, and also Anderson has referred to that actually. He said that I think when talking about like, oh, is this, whenever someone asks him like, oh, how did you guys keep this a secret? He said it was actually Bruno's idea. And he said like, oh, if you do it my way, I guarantee you like this is gonna be a whole nother experience for you. Just because obviously Bruno's been there, he's been on world tours and
Mm-hmm.
and actually they've toured together, which is where the connection comes from.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, and which kind of brings me into the whole Grammys tweet thing. I remember the whole beef between them, the whole beef
Beef.
between them was that like yo like Bruno Mars very politely tweeted the Grammys and was like, if you guys would like, first of all, the Grammys, the Grammys, should reach out to us,
Right.
but um but the whole beef was that Bruno Mars tweeted at the Grammys to get them to perform there, and they weren't hearing anything. Anderson Paak was like, yo, like, what? You said you were supposed to do this your way, and it's not working. Like, we couldn't
Yeah.
even get to perform on the Grammys, and that was funny. And obviously, it turns out they get top billing, or Anderson was on the top billing. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
How they had it like a Coachella set list where they'll list like the first names or whatever, and Anderson was the very first one. You just see Bruno like all the way in the middle. Uh, Man, I love that they're dynamic. Their rollout feels like it's just two people knowing what they want to do and just doing it. It's not like
Yeah.
they have to have a middleman checklist everything. Like, okay, you can do it. You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just them doing what they want, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I definitely get that from them where it's like they can decide what the hell they want to do with this project. And I think it's so cool that
Mm-hmm.
it just feels like two best friends collaborating on one thing and
Mm-hmm.
making something magical, I guess. And I think I don't. I mean, we'll see if I watch the Grammys. I might have to see. I might just watch, the highlights or some of the performances, especially if Silk Sonic
Yeah.
will be performing now. But I don't know. I mean, do you guys care about the Grammys? Honestly,
Yeah. Did this change any? Like, I know I had to think for a second. Like, damn, am I gonna watch the Grammys for this? I wonder if anyone else. Yeah, if you guys can let us know in the chat.
yeah.
Or you guys,
We'll definitely give our
did this
thoughts
sway
on
you
it.
at all?
Yeah, we'll definitely let you know what we think about who the winner is and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Don't know if they'll get my view, but I feel like I should boycott just cuz.
Boycotting for Abel.
Yes, exactly. Boycotting
Yeah.
boycotting for Abel.
Mason, I like the way you think. I
Yeah.
like the way you think.
Right.
um, but yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, I mean, pretty much I've said what I need to say about Silk Sonic. Um Super excited for the rest of that project. That track will remain on repeat for me for at least a minute. Um yeah, Jamie, I want to see the performance too. I think I need to see that live. I mean, I know that the music video, if you watched it, is kind of like a live performance of it, but I would
Yeah.
love to actually see them do that live because they mentioned this in the interview, like they come from such strong performing backgrounds that's where they came from, that's where they like tapped into for this album, and now they get to perform it. So I'm like, oh my god, this is what they want. So that'll be fun. But for this track, Leave the Door Open, definitely blew my expectations way out of the water, and I just can't wait to see what else they're dropping. And Bruno said they're gonna be sprinkling tracks here and there throughout the year, so
Yeah.
I'm expecting another single, and I think that'll just keep the hype train rolling.
Yeah. You tweeted, like you said before, that this could be album of the year. I think this could end up being the greatest thing our generation has ever heard. And I'm not even like, that's not even hyperbole. That's not me exaggerating.
100% serious.
I'm just saying, yeah, I'm going to look stone cold into the camera and say this could be the greatest thing you'll ever hear, because of the sounds that Anderson Paak, the just like the authenticity you can hear in his music, especially like Zane Lowe said it best because again he knows everything.
Yeah.
But you can tell when it's Anderson Paak on the drums. Like if you were
Yeah.
to lay 6 drum tracks and one of them was Anderson Paak, you'd be able to tell which one is which. and
Yeah,
couple that with Bruno Mars' silky, velvety ass voice. Like my God, that it should be illegal. Him and The Weeknd should be arrested for
right.
how beautiful their voices sound. And also Anderson Paak is great. You know, I hope one thing I hope is that Anderson Paak raps a little bit, you know,
That'd be cool.
on the album. It would be really dope. It would be uh like on one of the verses, it would be a really cool kind of a modernization of it, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like we've been talking about it, if it could possibly delve too much into it being a gimmick. But that's one way that I could see it being a little bit more modernized, and that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah. But Silk Sonic was not the only track that dropped, not the only project that dropped that New Music
Mm.
Friday. Actually, a lot of stuff dropped last Friday, and I think it's because it was like the first Friday of the month or something like that. But yeah,
Is that a thing? First week is like the big
maybe. I feel
kind of.
like I feel like it was people trying to get in right at the beginning of the year, but they obviously wasn't ready by January, but or February or something like that. So I feel like first Friday was our first Friday of a new month. I feel like that's like a very popular thing to do. At least that's my guess because we had like projects on projects on projects on singles drop that night, which was super fun. But one of those projects being a new EP from the man himself, Aubrey.
Okay. Not Drake. This was Aubrey.
Aubrey.
This time. Yeah.
I couldn't remember his
Is
name
he
for a
doing
second.
like a whole? Is he doing a whole like? Is that what you just Googled? Because I saw your screen like flash white. You're like, what's Drake's real name?
No, no.
Um,
I went on the doc and I was like, oh, it's not on there.
Drake Bell. Isn't he
Yeah.
like a Spanish artist now? Drake Campagna or something?
Yeah. Drake Gringo?
That was so weird.
Whatever his name is.
Drake Gringo. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Greetings from Argentina. Wow, Argentina.
Wow, there you
Wow,
go.
thanks. Thomas. Hi, what's up? Uh, yeah. So Drake, Spooky Time, Scary Hours 2. Wow. So again, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying, but like I said before, there wasn't really a rollout for this thing. It was just kind of he posted it the day before, like, yo, new music dropping, and apparently he's doing numbers, and it's dope. And so, what'd you think of this project?
Um, I don't know. I think this was. I am very neutral on this project for some reason. I feel like I did listen to it right after Leave the Door Open, and they
Yeah,
mentioned that they
that.
wanted to make a track to where you don't want to follow up. Like, you wouldn't want to follow this band if you were performing. That's what they were going
Right.
for. And that's kind of
Mm.
what they did. But, I changed my mood. I was like, okay, we're listening to Drake now. This is not Bruno. Like, let me get into it. I thought it was interesting. I thought the beats, especially that first track, I don't know if you have
Mm.
it on here.
What's next?
Yeah, that with What's Next. I thought that was cool, kind of like a Pierre Bourne type beat. I don't know if he actually
Mm-hmm.
produced that, but that was interesting. Lil Baby feature was dope. There was a Rick Ross feature, right?
Yes, on
Yeah.
Lemon Pepper Freestyle.
Yes. I'm gonna be honest. It's it yeah, Mason, I agree with you. It's okay. Like, it's kind of just
Mhm.
Drake. It didn't really reinvent the wheel for me. I don't know if that's what he was going for, but if you're going to drop something, let me take away something from it. I literally felt almost nothing listening to 2 out of 3 of these tracks. I'm going to be 100% honest.
Wow. Which two were they? Just to
Yeah.
clarify.
Let me pop up Spotify real quick so I can remember the names.
No problem.
Okay, Scary Hours. What's Next I thought was cool. It got my head bopping. And I was like, okay. I honestly only like Lemon Pepper Freestyle when Rick Ross's feature. I
Mm,
thought I did think Drake was saying his bars on that track were very interesting and what he was saying, but in terms of just the
mm.
delivery and the context of the beat and the track itself, I thought Rick Ross personally sounded a little better than Drake on that track. And I could almost argue the same
Hmm.
thing for Lil Baby, but that's my opinion. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
know you about to roast me, so.
yeah. No, 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 no. But you're wrong, and here's why.
But you're wrong in
um,
every way.
yeah, I'm just pulling my Stephen A. Smith style. Like,
Yeah.
look, I agree with you, and I like what you're saying, but you're wrong,
Right.
and here's why. So, no, 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 no. I'm just kidding. You're not wrong at all. I do think that this is kind of a transitional point. You know, I think this EP was I actually think, and I'll kind of get into this after, in our like wrap up thoughts or whatever, but I think
Mhm.
this is going to be the last time we'll see this kind of Drake, this version of Drake where he's getting on trap beats and
Yeah.
doing all like chasing like, Atlanta club bangers
Mhm.
and all that. I think this is the last time we'll see that Drake, dropping for solo projects. He'll get on a feature, like a future song, or whatever, and do that. But I think this is the last time we'll get that, especially with Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah.
What's next? Yeah, you nailed it with what's next. It's just Drake on a Playboy Cardi beat, and doing Playboy Cardi things. Like I think of the chorus and kind of how. I mean, like I guess we know what he was doing on Valentine's Day, uh,
Right.
and 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 yeah, I like just like how repetitive it is. It's super simple.
Yeah.
We just got done talking about Playboy Cardi, so it's kind of that same. It's literally if Playboy Cardi came on here talking about the stuff that he did, then it would be the same. It would
Yeah. Like I wouldn't
it
be
would work.
surprised. It wouldn't sound out of place if Playboy Cardi even featured on that track, which I probably would have
Right.
preferred compared to Pain 1993 or whatever he featured on Dark Lane demo tapes. But
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought he carried that beat fairly well. I think for a very repetitive, a very uh this new type of trap where it's very upbeat, very using your voice as part of the instrumental, like we mentioned on the whole lot of red review and stuff like that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's
Very
coupled well with like the Pierre type beat. I think he holds the tone and he holds it well. I think I'm glad it's. I mean, not glad, but it makes sense how it's kind of a shorter track, sub 3 minutes. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of all it needed. I feel like it would have gotten a little too repetitive, but I thought the beat itself was super cool, super
Yeah.
yeah, super reminiscent of something off like Whole Lotta Red or some of his earlier projects. But no, I mean going off, I was like, okay, this is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and also I believe that song leaked right before the. So I don't even know if this was supposed to be on Scary Hours too,
Hmm.
to begin with, but and like he just saw that it leaked and he was like, I might as well. I don't know if that was a deal, but yeah, yeah. What's next? It's a good song. It'll probably play a lot in whenever we get back to having parties or whatever. Like it'll show up on playlists and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Wants and Needs. This is a song where I was like surprised at how much I liked it because Little Baby features like uh, he does this thing on every single one of them, but the artists he works with most of the time are artists that I don't personally really listen to.
Yeah.
So it's hard to kind of get a grasp on how he's gonna do. God damn, he went.
Yo, he
This
went
was
off,
amazing. What
bro.
he did. Yeah, for real. Also, I want to shout out to this Drake unlocked like a whole new flow in the beginning where he's like, leave me out the comments, leave me out the nonsense, speaking out of that whole bit was like pretty super cool. I really appreciated that. And the hook was very Lil Wayne. Like he
Yeah.
almost sounds like Lil Wayne, where he goes like sins.
Mhm.
So I do, and I love how much of inspiration, like he's very upright about that,
Yeah,
his
totally.
inspiration. Uh, Okay, and Lemon Pepper Freestyle is the one where I feel like I'm gonna ramble a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
uh, because Lemon Pepper Freestyle is my favorite Drake. And what I mean by that is there's many different kinds of Drake or Aubrey. Uh, there's there you have the aggressive, energy, DHL type
Yeah.
Drake, where he's just super aggressive, nonstop is another one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I love
You
that.
have, right. You have Passion Fruit Drake, R&B Drake, basically the entirety of Take Care, damn near, and um, and then you have this Drake, which is the bars Drake, and I appreciate that he still does this as a pop artist. Just having a 5 minute, 6 minute song where he's just rapping,
Mhm.
going bar for bar, or whatever. And I appreciate that he still does this. And I'm obviously referring to Pound Cake, Western Road Flows, Do Not Disturb. Those songs to me are like my favorite Drake songs. Um, and he just sounds so comfortable on this beat. Like he'll be going right, he'll be spitting, and then he'll let the beat breathe for a second,
Yeah.
and just and then for real, like he'll just say something like that. He'll just say something weird like that.
Yeah.
And I actually thought this song reminded me a lot of Out of Time from Bryson Tiller, another Drake
Ah.
feature,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where like the other artist, the non-Drake artist, will go off for a bit. Then there's like, then they'll play the beat, and then they'll stop the beat, and then boom, and then Drake
Yeah.
comes in and just kind of rides out the rest of the song.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like Lemon Pepper Freestyle a lot. I loved it. And yeah, I mean, overall, like we can get into our overall thoughts on it. Yeah, like, did you want to go ahead and rate it,
Yeah.
and give
I
your
I agree with you, and I just want to say just on that last point you
yeah,
brought up
sorry.
about like
Yeah, no
that
problem.
type of Drake and stuff like that. I do like when he gets, like what Jamie said here, introspective Drake. Like I
Mhm.
like when he gets in that bag because sometimes that's when he gives his most memorable lines. That's when um that's just reminds me of like Nothing Was the Same. Just
Mm,
throwback stuff that
mm,
the Drake I really like. And I do appreciate him doing that. I just think of those tracks, if we were to take all of them, I feel like this one um, is the lesser in terms of not quality, but just overall. Like I feel like he has other tracks that do the same thing a little bit better. And I think,
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
like I wouldn't even compare this to Pound Cake. Like that is an iconic song. I think
Mm.
that is why that's some of Drake fans, that's their favorite album, is because of that song, which is crazy. And so
Arguably the greatest beat we've in
yeah,
hip hop ever.
yeah, most
Arguably,
most
obviously. Yeah.
recognizable, yeah. Um,
Hmm.
but I feel like on Lemon Pepper, he doesn't really say anything new or something I haven't heard. Whereas from like on
Hmm.
Western Road Flows, on like Pound Cake, like we said, he talks about the music industry a lot. He talks about the struggles he has with fame and stuff like that. But on Lemon
Hmm.
Pepper, he kind of goes into it a little bit, but then all of a sudden he talks about, oh, but when I have three Rolls Royces, each one with a different body. I'm like, okay, what does this have to do with what you were just talking about,
Mm.
like struggling with your reputation amongst other rappers? I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to like compartmentalize what he's saying, and I'm like, I feel like he's achieved better messages or like a better he's had better penmanship on other songs is what I'm trying to say. Um,
Yeah.
and that's not really a dig at him personally. I mean, that's me. I know there's a standard that he has. Um, but that's why I said like I didn't really feel like how you feel with when Drake does that or when he gets introspective. Like I didn't really feel it for some reason. That's my only critique. That's why that
Mm.
track is probably the weakest out of the three for me. Even though I do enjoy, like you said, when Drake gets introspective and contemplative, and those are some of my favorite tracks. But yeah, I think overall,
Oh wait, sorry, hold on. I
oh,
actually uh here's where you're wrong.
oh
No,
shit.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I just I actually I do disagree a little bit because I do like what he has to say about his kid. I like the this is kind of the most he's ever talked about his kid. He
That is
says,
true.
yeah, when he says about like dropped him off at school or whatever, wives get googly eyed. And then he's and whatever. I think a lot of the bars were also it was weird because he's kind of been going through this phase with his music where he seems to be getting bored with the money or and but still in the process of making it, you know. It's kind of this weird like sorry, that was my phone dropping. But yeah, he's kind of gotten bored with it, and I feel like that's kind of reflected in how melancholy his music has been lately. Like his voice, his energy
Hmm.
has been pretty melancholy. Uh, and there's a tweet somewhere. If I'm going to like include it if this is going to be in a video
Hmm.
or something, but he's kind of going through the phases of like, oh, like like, oh, I like making money, you know, I'm making money, you know, I'm going to make more money. And then lately he's been going into more like, I mean, I already have it. I don't like, what do I
Yeah.
rap about now? You know,
Yeah.
like you know, we're never going to get Take Care Drake or Nothing Was the Same Drake ever again, because
Right.
why would he rap like he doesn't have it anymore, you know? So yeah, I agree with you to a certain point, but I think he does say some stuff in here. Like there's that whole bit where he goes like facts or whatever. Like there's that ad lib where he always adds in facts.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool what he had to say, and there was pretty interesting. And yeah, so yeah, sorry I interrupted you. Kind of going into your
No.
overall
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah. Definitely. I think of anything of all the things he said on that track, I think the stuff about his son was very interesting. Because that's such a sore topic. I feel like, but yeah, I think in terms of this EP care package, whatever you want to call it, it's only like 3 songs.
Mm-hmm.
I probably give it I'll probably give it like a strong 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying not to be a hater or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
I just
Mm-hmm.
think
Yeah.
if this is like you said the last of this kind of Drake that we'll hear before Certified Lover Boy, then fine, you know, like got his did his thing, released Scary Hours 2, got that out, we're on to the next. So I think that's kind of why I'm just like anticipating Certified Lover Boy, because from everything that I've heard and what you've told me, everything that I've heard about that project is usually from what you tell me. So because I don't really see
Yeah.
you know the conspiracies for some reason, but I'm just hoping that Drake finds something to rap about other than wanting to get
Yeah.
money. Now that he has money, rap about your son. Rap about what it's like being a dad. You know, like I would love to hear more about that, or rap about what it's like being scrutinized by the public eye at all times when it comes to your kid. You know, like stuff like that where he's touched on, but I feel like
Rap
we would
about your wife. Oh wait, maybe don't do that.
wait, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe you should. I don't know anything about that, but I think I'm excited to see where he goes. I know last stream we had a couple of you guys say like, "What do you guys think of Certified Lover Boy? Like, is it gonna be a comeback for him? Is this gonna be the greatest album?" I hope. I can only hope that it's like the greatest thing that Drake has done in a minute. Because like you said, I feel like he's been in kind of a
Yeah.
rut, or just like a standstill a little bit. But yeah, that's my final thoughts on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not too far off. But I think just like um I have the same critiques, but I think I just like the tracks a little bit more than you do. So I'm gonna give it like a 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think this is a transitional point in Drake's career. I think he's about to take us somewhere different with Certified Lover Boy, and I can actually confirm that he's going to try something different because I reached out to him. No, I'm just kidding. It's because
Because we're actually about to
I've
join in on the stream right now. Aubrey, come in.
yeah, Aubrey, come on
I've
in,
been watching
brother.
your son
Uh,
for the past half hour. No.
yeah, we're actually babysitting
Yeah,
Adonis.
Adonis.
But Adonis, I forgot what was it? Story of
Yeah, Story of
Adidon.
Adonis.
No, Adidon wasn't his name.
Oh, that's not his son's name.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, it is his name, but the song was called like Adidon, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
I think because it's like Adidas. Remember, I think he said that he was gonna roll out his kid with
Mm-hmm.
an Adidas line or whatever that never uh happened. Wait, happened
Yeah.
was Night Vanny. Yeah, I do wonder, Night Vanny, if you can respond. What was the last Drake project you listened to? Because I am interested in that. But yeah, super. I think it was a pretty good music, but nothing really. It's nothing stand out. Like he's done better. He's had better hits on even
Yeah.
just these like EP type projects that he does, like Scary Hours 1, God's Plan, or Money in the Grave and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, 6.5 for me. Um, yeah, and also with that, I think we can go ahead and announce our little our special announcement that
Yes,
we got cooking up.
sir. Yeah. So for you guys, for all our homies who are sticking it out with us on the live
Hmm?
stream, oh, Night Vanny says more life was the last project I
Wow,
listened
that's a
to.
wow.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is a while ago. I think the
That's pretty
last
good.
last project was for me was probably More Life. I don't even remember. Maybe a couple records off Scorpion, but anyway, the big announcement.
Yes,
The big announcement. Sorry, sidetrack. Had to make sure I reply. But
I know.
so if you guys have been a fan or have been watching us for a minute, I don't really know how many a lot we've kind of gained an audience in the over the past year and stuff like that. But we used to do
Hmm.
this thing called the Our Thoughts Awards, and this basically was born out of our frustration, as I'm sure all of you guys can share your frustration with award shows, whether that's the Grammys or that's the Golden Globes, Emmys, MTV, Oscars. They never seem to get it right every year. But with the art
Ever.
with the Our Thoughts Awards, uh, we this is from a fan perspective. So this is for
Hmm.
who we think deserves all the nominees, all the wins, who we think got snubbed. We're gonna give everyone their proper recognition. And for the first time ever, we're going to be doing it live right here on the Our Thoughts live stream. Next, yeah, where's your soundboard?
Yeah.
um,
They get a little clapping emoji.
yeah,
There
there
you
you
go.
go. Cut to the
Round of
audience.
applause.
uh, yeah, but we're gonna announce the nominees very soon because the Our Thoughts Awards will be premiering for the first time live next week. Well, a week from now on Wednesday. I think this will be kind of the main time we'll go live. I think we've established this is a good time that we both
Yeah,
work on
I
is
like it.
yeah Wednesdays 5 p.m. But yeah, so that stream's gonna look a lot different than what you're seeing now. We have a
Hmm.
whole set list lineup, uh, everything we've got planned out. We've been working on for a little bit, and we're trying to
Hmm.
get some special guests on. Like we're gonna make it a whole show, and we're gonna have even pre-recorded segments, like something for you guys to just sit back, turn on, relax, be entertained for like an hour or so.
Yeah.
And talk about give people who got snubbed by the Grammys, wink, wink, the
The
proper,
weekend.
yeah, the
Sorry, I
proper
just need some water
recognition.
real quick.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so we're super excited about that.
Sorry about that, guys.
That'll be Wednesday, 5 o'clock. I think we're gonna just do. You want to just do the same time? Yeah.
Yeah. I think just this time slot seems to be, work pretty well for us. And
Yeah.
yeah, the Our Thoughts Awards, guys. You have no idea how excited I am for you guys to see this. And this is all just, yeah, like Matt said, this is all about giving people their due. And because there's a lot of politics that go into the Grammys. I've been scrolling through my phone and looking at, and I would find like interviews from people who are Grammy nominated this year, and I have no idea who they are. No disrespect to them,
Yeah.
but they haven't really made an impact on the music industry. Like I don't listen to Dua Lipa, but I've heard of her
Right.
because she makes such, I've heard her. She's everywhere,
Yeah.
and but there's some names. I forget her name. See, I literally just forgot her name just now. But yeah, we just want to give people their due, you know. And
But
yes, we
yeah.
have invested many dollars into receiving actual gold, carat gold trophies for
Hmm.
them. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Where do you think all this
excited.
all this ad revenues goes towards? Is getting real 24 karat gold statues shipped in. No,
Yes.
but yeah, I think what makes the show unique is that we have our own categories that we love to do that are just kind of fun. We like to poke fun at some artists, or we like to highlight up and coming artists who were actually up and coming, and projects
Hmm.
that we thought were slept on, or some of our
Hmm.
favorite lines in a song. Like, so we kind of go into the weeds a little bit with the awards, and our favorite part is that we're actually going to have this one segment or this one award that we love doing. We've done this twice now, where it's called I think it's for record of the year, but
Yes.
we give it to the fans, the thought army,
The
the
thoughts. The
thoughts.
thought army.
I'm not
Thought
going with that.
Nation.
Yeah,
Y'all gonna have to help us with what we want to call you guys. We want
yeah.
your input
The
on what to call you
the
guys.
thoughts. I don't know. Anyway, this it's more of an audience award. And so if you guys follow us, go ahead and follow us on. This is our Instagram handle too. On here, I'm gonna be posting on my story, where you can vote for what you think. It's kind of like a bracket style, the best song, best record of 2020, and from there it'll go head to head with a bunch of other songs until we get the final winner, and then we're going to reveal the winner, the People's Choice of Record of the Year, live on the show. Um, and yeah, so that'll be really fun for you guys to engage in. Yeah,
Yeah.
OTBRB, that's pretty cool.
OTP army. Okay. I like the idea of having an army. um, but yeah, that's the people's choice. It's we don't want to screw up the record of the year, and we figured if anyone's gonna screw it up, it's gonna be you guys.
No,
So, uh,
not us.
so what? Yeah, when were you thinking about? Are you thinking the day before, Tuesday, Monday?
Yeah, so I
What are you
think
feeling?
I think Tuesday, throughout the day or until the evening. I mean, there's a million time zones for all of you
Hmm.
guys, but if you guys follow us on Instagram here, on Tuesday, I will be
Hmm.
posting the bracket on my story where you can vote. It'll just be like the Instagram vote feature, and yeah, and then we'll tally the votes. We'll see who the final winner is, and then reveal, like I said, live on the show. And yeah, so I guess I don't want to give away too much about what's happening on the show and what that'll look like, but just know it'll be very different than what you're used to in terms of the live stream. We've only had like 2 live streams, but it'll be very
Yeah.
interactive. You'll get a lot of hot takes. You'll get just a good overview of just music and celebrating the people who deserve to be celebrated, basically. So yeah,
Hmm.
super
Yeah,
excited for you guys to see what we have in store.
for sure. Especially because last year was shitty as hell, but music was pretty good. Music was pretty good. So,
Yeah,
excited to get that to you guys. What do you guys think about that? Pretty cool, right? I
yeah.
hope.
Our own award show,
uh,
just for you guys.
yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
you go back far enough on our YouTube feed, you might be able to see the old ones, um, if they're up.
There's one that's blocked. There's one that's blocked, which is last year's
Yeah.
2019 because of a bunch of copyright stuff. But I think 2018's up.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out. Also, I guess this is a good time to plug playlist on our channel if you wanted to kind of walk through memory lane of what our thoughts podcast has been and what it was and all that. We have it divided up into seasons: season 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in 4 right now, which I feel like is going to be the best season.
Yeah.
But you can go check out. We have some gold in there. Like we have a rapper fantasy draft
Mm-hmm.
that is one of my favorite videos that we've ever made. My team has aged terribly. I think Gav's Gav's team has aged really well. Your or it's his team is a lot more there's a specific genre and vibe that he's
Yeah.
going for, and that I think that'll age well. Your team obviously is just like really good, but I think I had like Kanye and Chance in there, and Meek Mill.
You're like
Rough.
you're like Chance will take the rap game by storm, and then like the following year. Yeah, that's a
Damn
funny
it,
one. That's
yo.
a funny one. But yeah, go back in our catalog of videos like before we had like you guys and people actually watching they're pretty funny just in the context of where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, super excited. I think it's going to be a dope show. It'll be new for us in terms of doing it live, but I think it'll be
Mm-hmm.
fun for you guys to see us. We'll look all, professional, all, award show
Yeah,
ready, red
of
carpet ready.
course.
And I hope you guys will do the same at home. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
Please, come on. If you guys are honorary guests, it'd be nice if you guys, dressed like such.
cleaned up a
Just
little
playing.
bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, shave that 5 o'clock shadow you got there.
Right. Looking at you,
But
Mason Goldberg. I don't know. But yeah, stay tuned. Again, that'll be Wednesday, 5 p.m. Same time, same place as here. Yeah, I'm
the
gonna wear
weekend
my
rat too.
I'm gonna wear my Givenchy bedazzled red jacket.
Yeah. uh, laced with actual emeralds or whatever that
Yeah,
was in his suit for the Super Bowl.
yeah.
Crazy.
It weighed like 30 pounds or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Jesus.
yeah. So again, keep an eye out on my story for the record of the year
Hmm.
voting, so you guys can contribute into that and decide who you want to win.
Yeah.
And yeah, I say we're gonna post our nominees either over the weekend or by Monday. So get ready to see who we got in store, what categories we got coming up, and yeah, get hyped. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and also tell your friends about it. If we would really appreciate if you guys like, help post and spread the word for the Our Thoughts Awards or just in general with our page. We appreciate you guys so much, and yeah, you guys are amazing
Yeah,
as always.
yeah, we're on
And
the road to 10K subs, so
10K subs,
we're
please
gonna do a
give
special
us.
stream for that.
Mm-hmm.
We have something again. We got so much planned, like far down the line, you guys don't even know. But yeah, that'll be dope.
We don't even know part of it too.
I don't even. Yeah, but we're super excited, and I think it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. Yes, sir. Hold on, let me switch
So,
this. There we go.
now, yeah, we just wanted to go ahead and spend the rest of this stream just hanging out with you guys. If you guys have any questions, this is kind of our Q&A section that was in our in the title, as you can
Mm-hmm.
see. I think it'll be below, but yeah, this is just our chance to really, if you guys have any albums that you want to talk about that we haven't really gotten a chance to talk about, if you guys want to ask us about our personal lives for some reason, if you guys want to, if you guys want our credit card number, I got it somewhere here.
Right.
It's somewhere over there. If you guys want that, that'll be just go ahead and. But yeah, this is our, kind of just like we just want to hang out with you guys. You guys seem pretty cool or whatever.
Seem pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are alright.
No. But yeah, that pretty much does it for the topics. Again, if you guys have any questions, we're gonna just be hanging out here like we did last time. You guys had a bunch of awesome stuff to bring up. Let us know. What stuff are you looking forward to? What stuff do you want us to cover on the live show? All that good stuff. Let's see.
Oh,
Okay.
oh boy. Okay,
You
I'm
take
gonna let
this. You
Matt go
take this.
first because he
Oh
is.
shit.
Oh,
All right. All
I'll
right.
take this.
All right. Okay. Yeah. You go. You go. You go.
Okay. Okay. So, I don't know if it's my favorite album. Like you said, you put me on the hot seat. But the album that I go back to the most was probably 808s and Heartbreaks. Every winter, I end up listening to that album. Puts me in the mood of winter, and um, yeah, just everything about that album just screams. It also takes me back to the place where I was at the time when the album came out. 2008, 7.
Mm.
It's So yeah, I don't know if it's not the best Kanye album to me. I think in my opinion that would probably be that would be Yandi. No, I'm playing.
Donda.
Yeah, the one I would probably maybe say The Life of Pablo.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
That one's actually flipped a lot for me recently. Like The Life of
Mm-hmm.
Pablo, just because I feel like it's very it defined the era of hip hop for the rest of the decade. From that point on.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's for me. Keep in mind, I'm not the biggest Kanye fan exactly, and but yeah, those are my answers. That's my answer.
Damn.
How about you?
Best Kanye album and why? I feel like this always changes for me. But
Mm.
I think, man, if we're talking about
Hey,
purely,
Sully.
yeah, what's up, Soli? If we're talking about purely on the track or the album I've revisited the most, I would probably say, The Life of Pablo. I revisit a lot, but I would actually say I revisit Yeezus more, um, than most. It would go The Life of Pablo, Yeezus, and then probably College Dropout, and then oh man, um, I really feel like I should listen to 808s more. I just feel like 808s is kind of a soft Yeezus, if you know what I mean, like a more laid back
Yeah,
version. And when I listen
yeah.
to Yeezus, I want something hard
It's
hitting,
it
you
it's
know.
like a more pop Yeezus, in
Mm-hmm.
terms of like the sounds. Yeah, we got a lot of questions, which is pretty cool. Kitchen Boy, who do y'all think is gonna be Artist of the Year?
The Grammys.
Uh, Ooh, okay, yeah, Kitchen Boy. If you could like elaborate, do you mean the Grammys or just like our personal opinion?
Let me look up the Grammy
Uh,
noms again. Um,
uh,
hold on, let me
Fusion
go
Killer
through.
for. Oh, wait, actually, yeah. Let's. I need to know also. Let's see.
Um, why doesn't the Grammys have it on their website?
Oh, really? They don't.
Grammy nominations 2021. Um, I feel like
Uh,
Taylor Swift is one of like the nominees, and like Coldplay or something random, or something like that. Oh, personal opinion. Okay, good. I don't want to look it up. Um, okay. I mean, if we revealed who we think is Artist of the Year, that might spoil the award show.
I think 2021 maybe he's referring to.
Okay, if we're gonna say this year, it really depends who drops. Because we've been getting some hints. I don't think Kendrick is dropping this year. If he did, I would say him. But man, Artist of the Year. I mean, honestly, I feel like Bruno Mars might take it. Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak. If
Yeah, Silk
no,
Sonic. Yeah.
if it's very early, very very early in the year. But as of now,
Mm-hmm.
they're the front runners for me. I kind of see it as like, uh,
Mm.
I don't see it. I see it as kind of not like a race, but okay, they drop this or they drop this. Like it's gonna, they're all competing on who's gonna be the best.
Mm.
So we're still going. The marathon is continuing. But
Mm-hmm.
as of right now, I'd say Bruno is and Anderson Paak are taking the lead. Okay, a couple more questions.
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think there's any other.
Yeah.
As of right now, I don't think there's any other answer than Silk Sonic, just because yeah, just because they've dropped we have intent to drop an album, and the stuff they've dropped so far is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
For J. Cole, what do you think is his best album with like him basically telling a story? Um, I here's J. Cole is an artist that I've been really trying to get into, but it's just never worked for me. Um, like he's really good. I acknowledge he's really good, but I don't find myself listening to him like
Mm.
going out of my way to listen to him. But I think For Your Eyes Only is probably the one that is, obviously everyone knows about 2014 Forest Hills Drive, and that's great. But For Your Eyes Only is also a really good storytelling album. Pretty cool, the perspective and all that.
I'm actually surprised
Do you have an answer?
I'm surprised you're not a bigger J. Cole fan for some reason. I thought you were like Forest Hill Drive, like that was like your shit.
Oh damn! It's that album came out during a very like important time in my life. But it's no, I'm not crazy into J. Cole. I'm sorry, Fusion Killer. I know you weren't expecting this. I know you're kind of just expecting me to say an album and all that, but I don't know. He's just not really.
Yeah, I think go. Sorry,
no, go.
You go. You
but
go.
yeah. I don't know. It feels very like I know what I'm gonna get from J. Cole.
Yeah.
You know, at certain points. Yeah, appreciate that. Sorry, Fusion Killer.
No, I think.
But
I think J. Cole has a place, and I think For Your Eyes Only was lyrically and conceptually just his best album in my opinion, especially his storytelling ability. I think his penmanship on that album was pretty insane, because I remember my girlfriend did like a whole breakdown of, I think, the title track, like For Your Eyes or whatever it is, and like everything he says in that track is like, he tells this insane story about his friend and like about life, and you know, just I think he's a great storyteller. So don't get me wrong. I just think personally for me, I would have to be in a very specific mood for J. Cole to want that. Like, I would want to go in wanting to revisit that story. It wouldn't be I'm just going to listen to J. Cole right now. It would be like, I want to go in and learn about that again, kind of thing. That's where I see J. Cole.
Yeah. Sully asks, what weekend vinyls do you guys own? Obviously I flexed my After Hours one. Or hold on. Which way?
There you go. There you go.
After Hours one, right there. It took me a second, but we got there. And we got our Beauty Behind the Madness one.
Okay.
Right. A spatial recognition.
There you go.
Right here. There you go. Yeah, Beauty Behind the Madness. Those are the two that I own. What other weekend?
I could grab mine real quick if you wanna.
Go ahead.
Entertain. We can do another show and tell. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep you guys entertained for a second. Hi, guys. How are you doing? I actually don't know what to say. Sully, I bought the 5-year Beauty Behind the Madness vinyl yesterday. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, Beauty Behind the Madness is one of his. I think it's going to become one of his more underrated albums, especially in the grand scope of his career. You know, right up there with Kissland. Kissland kind of went the other direction. It was like too experimental for a lot of people. I think Beauty Behind the Madness. That's a tough title to say. Beauty Behind the Madness went very pop, not in a, but yeah, you get what I mean. Right. Sorry, we were just having such a hearty discussion. Right. Yeah. Yo, hey.
You'd be surprised. I actually don't have that many weekend vinyls. I need to step my game up. Chesco's beating me on that, but I do have one of my favorites out of the trilogy, which is Echoes of Silence. Damn. I want to get all three, but I'm considering, like, should I just get trilogy on vinyl or should I get all 3 EPs? But I kind of love how these look. I love like the aesthetic of them. Oh, it's kind of backwards, but like I think they're so freaking cool, and like you get like the color scheme on there and stuff like that.
Yeah. Are you okay? Thank you guys for the heads up.
Yeah. My bad. My mic is fucked up. Oh. Test. Can you guys hear me? There we go. Okay, I think it's a little better. But yeah, so Josie for $1,000. Holy shit. I didn't even know they were like hyped like that. But yeah, I would get all 3 of these. I need to get more weekend. I'm still mad I didn't pick up the After Hours vinyl, but yeah, there's this Echoes of Silence is one of my favorite because it has Dirty Diana on here. One of my favorite
Dirty Diana's.
album. One of my favorite tracks by The Weeknd. But yeah, that's one I
Yeah,
have.
one album I really wanted to get on vinyl, even though it's super like I've been reading on this Weekend subreddit that people still don't have it, even though they ordered it. My Dear Melancholy was one that I really, really wanted
I
because I
thought
just
those
love
never
the
delivered. What? Really?
or no, when I was looking into them in like 2019 or whatever,
Oh.
before After Hours dropped, people were still complaining like, "Yo, this
Yeah.
hadn't dropped yet," or not, this hadn't dropped yet. Sorry, this hadn't come in yet.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one album that if I had a dream Weekend album that I really wish I could have on vinyl, that's the one. Just because of throughout the song, there's like the little. It just feels perfect for a vinyl record.
Yeah, thank you, Soli. I did not know that House of Balloons restocks on April 30th. I will definitely check that out because I'm trying to grow my collection. I want every EP, so I'll definitely check that out. You guys should check that out. I feel like his website's always restocking stuff, which is cool.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
here, Jamie Edwards asks, can you give us a couple of the award show categories? I'll let you handle this one because I don't know what I would want to reveal.
Let's see. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
Couple categories. Like I said, we have some special ones to us. Let's see. One category.
Do you want to say the one?
No. I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
That one has to be a surprise. But
okay.
One.
All right.
One category
Sorry, guys,
we have one category that's really fun. It's called Comeback Artist of the Year, in terms of coming back after hiatus. I don't know if you'll see the nominees when we release them, but I feel like 2020 we had a lot of people who we haven't heard from drop huge projects, a lot of very, very highly anticipated albums that we were waiting for. We've talked about them on the stream. We talked about them on the channel, but we're gonna pick, which artist made like the best comeback of the year. Let me see. We got something best feature run, which is fun. Best. We had a lot of. This is more like a rap category. But this is basically highlighting people who had a lot of features last year. I know. I think year prior, J. Cole was nominated because he had like a ton of features.
Crazy features.
Like a crazy amount of features. So in that regard, J. Cole is great as a feature. I love his features all the time.
Yeah, especially when he doesn't have to worry about telling a story or setting an aesthetic. When he can just snap on a song, he does that better than anyone. One category that I feel like people might be interested in. I'm not talking about the one that we do, like especially for us, but line of the year I think is a pretty cool category in my opinion, just because you just get to look back at all the cool lines from the past year and some that maybe you guys haven't heard of. Like I know, like I have. Okay, no, I don't want to get into what is actually nominated. Y'all almost had me, even though you guys weren't saying anything. You guys almost had me there. And also, definitely, if you guys are gonna try to tempt someone to leak something that I'm the guy, not Matt. Matt is just super. He knows he's very cerebral. Me, I can just accidentally leak some stuff. But yeah, line of the year, pretty cool category. Excited for you guys to see that one. Yeah,
we got some fun stuff coming up. We know
2018 was 2018 was what he said, "Do you love me?"
Yeah, never need a bitch. Plan. I'm what a bitch need. Yo,
that was last year's winner. Yeah.
Yeah. I already know Abel's gonna run away with a lot. I'm not gonna say anything.
No comment.
I'm not gonna say
comment.
Anything.
Matt, what chair is that?
What chair is this? Hey, if you guys are looking for some chair recommendations, this is. I love this chair. What is this called? I have to look at the bottom of it. Hold on.
Aw, thank you, Emmanuel. I take half a Xan and I still stay awake. That's a good line.
It's called. The chair is called Autonomous, and I think that's a brand. I'm not sure if it's the brand or the model, but it's a dope chair. I can lean. Look how far back I can lean. Can you do this? Yeah, great.
Can't. Whoa. I legit almost just was trying to.
You need the autonomous chair, bro.
Lean back. Yeah, autonomous. Okay. There you go. I might have to. If you could go ahead and tell the price of how much that chair was for anyone that might be interested.
All right, let me find the price.
All on my price.
I'll just say when it comes to my setup, I make sure. Oops, sorry, almost paid an ad. Sorry. Okay.
Sully found it.
I don't know what's happening. I'm on their website. It's freaking out. Yeah. It's almost busted his ass. Yeah, Ergo Chair 2. Yeah, that's what it is.
Have
All right. Yeah, those are all good lines that we could nominate. I have to fill out that nominee section. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That line of the year. But I mean, even that category alone, like that's fun. Like your favorite line. We have fun with that category because I think I remember we nominated like one line off of Astroworld. It was what was it? It was
Hold
like
on, let me go back.
Oh, I already know. It's from it's from Wake Up with the Weekend.
Yeah,
with the Weekend and Travis Scott, and it's bend her over for some piping. It's lit.
It's lit.
Line of the year.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Have you ever listened to Hobson? Good question by Robidul. Sorry again for butchering your name.
I have not listened to Hobson. I hear people compare him to Eminem. So that's all I know.
It's that same like lyrical miracle, a lot of words thrown at you that sound really good off the first listen. He had a series on YouTube. It was The Ill Mind of Hobson, I think it was called, and oh my god, dude, that was in the same era as like the golden age of like Asian YouTube, which is which we're going to do like a 40-minute think piece on at some point.
There's something like either you were there or you weren't. Like it's like that Twitter trend where it's like you had to be there. That is something you really had to be there for it, because like
Ryan Higa, J.R. Aquino,
dude, D-Trix,
a lot of covers on there.
Come on,
D-Trix,
best break dancer, bro.
I know this is like there's a lot of people that are just like, what the hell are they talking about?
I know.
Hey, appreciate you, Emmanuel. Don't act like we don't see it. Appreciate it. Appreciate you.
Let's see.
I got a girl called Mercedes, and I love it when she bends. That's a good line.
Have y'all thought about explaining any other albums? Yeah, I think we're always thinking about what to do next. I think it's hard because there were so many great albums that have passed before we started doing our YouTube channel, obviously, but it's like there's so much happening right now and so much to look forward to that I'm anticipating that. But then also, like, I wouldn't be opposed to going back and talking about, some awesome albums that I would just want to do a video on. Like we went back to we had like a revisited series last season where we went back to like Views by Drake or Damn by Kendrick or Control by SZA, like great albums that we never got to talk about on the YouTube channel because that was before we had our YouTube. So yeah, always down to go over those classic albums.
Yeah, especially, you know what, the best way to get us to explain some albums we've already gotten is for artists to drop new music, and we'll time the release of, like, if Travis Scott were to drop an album, we'd probably talk about I don't even know what we'd talk about. We talk about probably Rodeo, maybe.
Yeah. We definitely liked when a big artist or a big name drops, we like to go back and like talk about their old stuff. So yeah, if Travis Scott, they come around, definitely talk about. I think Rodeo's been requested a lot. I think we put a poll out a while ago, asking for what albums you would want us to see, and Damn won the poll, but Rodeo was like a close second. So
Yeah, I remember it was close. There was one album that was winning, and then Damn came in at the very end and won it. I think it might have been Igor.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. By the way, I think I said this last stream, but Igor, Astroworld, Kanye's like 2018, like when he dropped Daytona, or Pusha T dropped Daytona, and Yay and
Good music.
What is it? Yeah, good. The whole Good Music rollout. We all reviewed that all. It's all on the Apple Podcast or Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. So, you know, it would take a lot for us to revisit. Like, it would have to take like a straight up like direct reference to it in order for us to be like, you know what, let's talk about that album again.
Yeah.
So if you want to see our thoughts on the album, on those specific albums, go keep scrolling whenever you get to our Spotify. Yeah.
We've, even if we haven't made a video, we've talked about it for sure. So yeah, if you're ever wondering what our thoughts are on those, you can go back. Yeah, are you guys going to the After Hours tour? I'm going to the After Hours tour. I think someone asked this last stream, but yes, I will be going March, or was it March 2022. So
Is it the Forum?
at the Forum, yeah, here in LA. So that'll be fun. That's a huge theater. Chesco and I saw Travis Scott there live on his Astroworld tour. That was, to this day, I don't know how we made it out of that alive. Honestly, we were in the pit. So
it was insane. And yeah, that tour was just insane. Like the stuff he had happening on stage. Like I remember at one point he had like a giant inflatable astronaut blowing up, and then obviously he had the roller coaster happening in the middle of the thing. Man, that was fun. But yeah, I will not be going on the After Hours tour because I am broke and I can't commit that money to 2022. At least not yet. You know, hopefully.
I'll do a video for you guys. I'll do like in case some of you guys can't go or not coming to your city or something like that. I'll do give a After Hours tour review. How about that?
Little vloggy vlog. You know.
Yeah,
hey
a little
guys,
vlog.
So today we're gonna be doing. I imagine Maya's in the back. Maya, say hi.
Yeah. You'll probably just see me like crying halfway through that video because
oh my god,
I always cry at concerts, bro.
Yeah, the Daniel Caesar one.
Daniel Caesar was awesome, man. That was fun because it was at a small theater. It was, what is that theater called? It's a small theater in downtown LA. It's not small, but it's smaller than the Forum. He did great. Daniel Caesar is awesome. We should talk about Daniel Caesar more on here, but that's another album that we talked about. What was the most recent one? Case Study. Yeah, you can.
Case Study Volume 1. It's somewhere in the archives if you guys are interested in that. But,
you can go listen to our review of that on SoundCloud, I think, or wherever you get your podcast. But yeah. Let's see. The weekend coming to my home city the day after my mom's B-Day. That's fun.
Hey man.
Take your mom to the Weekend concert then, for her birthday.
There you go. 88 Glam. Have you heard that? Have you?
I just saw
listened
that.
to them?
88 Glam. I have not.
I think they're signed by The Weeknd. You can correct me on that.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell by our reaction that we haven't really listened to them. Are they good? Like, what kind of music do they make? If you could, if you wouldn't mind, kind of.
Seems like hip hop.
Hip hop. Okay.
Dude, this looks fucking dope. They got dropped by EXO. Really? They were formerly signed to EXO.
Wow.
Oh, damn. Oh, shoot. First thing that comes up. What happened to 88 Glam? According to the Post. Hold on. Maybe I should show this. Exclusive. Hold on. I'll make this big. Okay. What happened to 88 Glam? According to the Post, the group has dropped completely from EXO Records and Republic Records, which has not been confirmed. They have also been removed from the upcoming tour for The Weeknd, being replaced by Black Atlas, another singer from... What? That's crazy.
Damn.
Do you guys know why?
I actually remember. I remember reading some things of. It was when After Hours came out, and I remember people were complaining that the weekend wasn't promoting them the way he would promote like Nav.
Yeah.
So maybe it could be a distribution type deal, or a
Oh,
contract ended. I guess that also could probably be it. Just the contract ran out. They decided to.
that makes sense.
Yeah. So.
Um, yeah, I haven't. I'll check their stuff out. I mean, if they're signed by XO, it's probably pretty cool.
Mhm.
I mean, wasn't Nav signed by XO, or I don't know, but yeah, that's dope. I think I'm excited to see who opens for the After Hours tour, because I know that the domestic tour, like the U.S. tour, had like Don Tolliver.
Mhm. Sabrina Claudio, I believe.
Yeah, Sabrina Claudio, she's really good. But it,
Mhm.
it didn't say anything about the world tour, so I'm excited to see who's gonna open for that.
Yeah,
12 by
12.
88 Glam. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Don Tolliver and Black Atlas. They're also opening for the world tour too. Don Tolliver, that would be sick. We saw Don Tolliver at Astroworld.
That was crazy. Yeah, he actually like
Black
made a guest
Atlas. Yeah.
appearance. Yeah.
Yeah. That tour had some insane openers, man. Like Virgil Abloh, DJ Set, literally like Gunna and Young Thug.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
Sheck West was
Sheck
on there
West.
as well. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
dude.
Fun
That's when I
times.
actually thought I was gonna die. Like,
Mhm.
no matter like I went through the whole Astro World actual concert, but when Sheck West opened, I thought, I mean, imagine just like 1,200 thousands of kids on the floor of the Forum, and Mo Bamba comes on, like, done, bro. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I lost you at some point in that crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely had to link back up and be like, yo,
Yeah,
like we were both like gasping, like, yo, this is crazy. Like I couldn't breathe at a certain point, and I was just like,
dude, the
just
bass.
pushing around.
Oh my
Fuck,
god.
man.
Yeah,
Ah,
gonna die before.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, man.
Mhm.
um,
Yeah, I was like, damn, I came here to see Travis Scott, and I died during the Sheck West segment.
right.
Of course, that'd be how I go.
But yeah, I'll definitely check out 88 Glam. They seem pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Yeah, 88 Glam is one of those artists I've read about.
Mm-hmm.
And I've like I remember looking at their Spotify profile, and I don't know, I definitely need to listen, like you said. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man.
Gambino show Atlanta. If so, any thoughts about them starting? Mason. I'm so glad you brought this up,
Yes, please. Okay,
because
cool.
Atlanta is a god tier show. One of my favorite shows of all time. If you guys don't know, like, I go to school for film, so like I'm always watching movies and shows and stuff like that. And with that, I just love all forms of art, so that's why we talk about music a lot. But I would love to start talking about shows and movies on here, so I'm glad you brought that up. Atlanta is incredible. Just another, just more proof that Gambino is just the most like well-rounded artist ever. To be able to one, act and star in his own show, two, create his own show and write it, like,
Yeah.
so good. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
He's
I know you
he's
love
one
that
of the
too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest people ever, Childish Gambino.
Seriously.
Like the whole because the internet era, like I remember listening to Dissect, and he went into everything about it, and he wrote a whole script about the boy and how it relates to because of the internet. Man, he's just amazing. And obviously he's on Community, a show that I've
Community.
just finished finally watching, and oh my god, he's incredible.
Yeah.
And Atlanta, oh my god, dude, the Teddy Perkins episode is like one of my favorite pieces of media I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would be down to have like a weekly kind of like discussion, like a segment, a weekly section whenever season 3 drops. It was just us discussing what happened on the show. I think or just like a separate maybe video, maybe.
Yeah.
Like we can like do a pre-recorded video with that. I think that would be dope. And
Definitely.
yeah, Atlanta's one of the most innovative, crazy shows that I've ever seen, and I love it so much. So there you go.
Yeah, Atlanta's awesome. I think personally, I think season 3. I don't know about season 4. I know that we'll get 3 and 4 the same year because everything was kind of pushed back. But I think season 3 is gonna be all in Europe because if you remember how the last the finale of the second season is they're getting on the plane to go to Europe for some I totally forget, but like Paperboy has some sort of thing out there where they have to travel out to Europe, and like just that finale, I'm not going to spoil it if you guys want to watch it. Incredible episode, but I think that's where the show is headed is like they're going to all be in abroad.
They're going to far from home it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that would be hilarious, like Atlanta dudes like in London or something, like, you know, like it's just
that culture shock is gonna be hilarious.
Yeah. So super excited to see where that show goes. I think some of the writing on that show is so incredible too. Like, just the situations they put their characters in, or I just know that almost everything written or just weird interactions with people on that show is for coming from like a real like situation that happened to whoever wrote that. It's just so random and crazy that you can't just make that up. So I think that's what's so fun about it.
Yeah, there's by the way, Kitchen Boy, there's 2 seasons on Hulu, and we're getting 3 and 4 at some point. I don't know, did they ever announce, are we getting it 2021 2022?
Let me see. 3 and 4, I forget what year they were supposed to be coming out. Back to back last year. We were actually okay. They were getting ready to shoot seasons 3 and 4 back to back last year before the pandemic hit.
Of course.
They're filming 3 and 4. Yeah, so I think all that filming's happening right now. Because of obviously, like, again, because of COVID and stuff like that. But I did see that right now you can watch it on Hulu. But when 3 and 4 come out, I think Atlanta will be moving to Amazon, as what says right here. I'm looking at this here.
I hate the streaming service war.
I'm looking at
happening right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at this article here. Atlanta's Steven Thor starting filming back to back, but Donald Glover is jumping to FX to Amazon. Which is interesting. I did see somewhere there's a headline where Donald Glover signs some sort of thing with Amazon, so that would only make sense.
Yeah, he's doing that Mr. and Mrs. Smith series movie thing. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, super excited. Atlanta, if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's an incredible show.
Do you watch animes? I know I mean, I watched the obvious ones. You know, I've watched Naruto, I've watched Dragon Ball Z. The intern, though, I've gotten to know him a little bit. He is balls deep into a bunch of animes. He likes My Hero Academia. There's one that was it's like about MMA. It's like there's something jujitsu in there in the name. I don't know if someone already knows it, but yeah, the intern is definitely the person I would probably want to. Attack on Titan, I've heard a lot of good things. I've heard the series finale is like
Attack on Titan,
the most incredible, heartbreaking thing ever. I want to check that out for sure.
Yeah, I watched I don't watch that much anime. I love animated series, so I would be down.
Jujutsu Kaisen, yes, that's the one.
Oh,
that's
nice.
The one. Thank you, Rob Abdul.
I love One Punch Man. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Chesco.
Oh yes, yeah. Of course.
Fucking hilarious. So funny. My Hero. I also heard of My Hero. I heard that was really good. Yeah. Sorry,
sure.
Darius. Oh, from
Florida
Atlanta.
Man.
Okay, yeah. For Florida Man.
Watch out for Florida Man.
No, it's so funny. Yeah, I've been. If talking about shows, I have a great recommendation for you guys. I just told Chesco about this the other day, but if you guys have Hulu, watch the show Cake on Hulu. Recommend the first season. That show is hilarious and so well done. It's basically an anthology of short. I don't know about short films, but it's kind of like several shows in one. But each episode, you kind of continue the story. But there's also, there's like short stories, there's animated shorts. Like it's an amalgamation of a bunch of different stuff. Super funny, super unique, really creative. So if you guys, it's like some of the animation, I'm like, bro, I feel high just watching this. Like they're really trippy, like really cool. So if you guys are into something like that, check out Cake on Hulu. Rick and Morty, classic. Yeah.
Y'all into UFC and boxing at all? I love the UFC. I follow boxing, not as much, but yeah, I do watch UFC a lot.
Yeah,
do you
UFC
at all follow any fighting sports?
I actually used to a while ago. I actually used to take like MMA classes at the UFC gym when I was a kid. So I'm like, I'm just swole, and you can't fuck with me. No, I did it for like a few months, but I
didn't know that I was talking to Jason Bourne over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I do enjoy watching UFC. I don't know the politics of it that much. But I mean, in terms of boxing, I mean, my man Pacquiao, always got to represent
that Filipino pride.
Yeah. If you guys didn't know.
Yeah, I'm Filipino. You're also Filipino.
Yeah.
That's actually how we met.
In the Philippines? Yeah. No.
Yeah. No, we went to a predominantly white high school, and you're like, hey, you're Filipino, right? Yeah, I am. Oh shit, you're Filipino too? Okay, cool. And then from that point on, we just started talking.
Is that what I said? I don't remember.
Yeah, you literally. Yeah. It was early morning. Like before school, like 30 minutes before first class.
Yeah.
I was sitting on like our little freshman quad, and he just came up to me and was like, "You're Filipino, right?"
That's funny.
That's so funny. Izzy thoughts. I'll just give him real quick. Adesanya is definitely one of my favorite fighters. He's super. I love the way he like pays homage. Like before the fights, he'll do like he'll write like, "Oh, Death Note." Death Note is another anime that I like. But yeah, he'll like write the name of the Death Note, or he'll do like some cool like Naruto fireball jutsu stuff before the fight. Like he's super eccentric. I love him. I think he just went up a weight class that was too much for him. I think that's the case for a lot of people who try to win belts in two divisions, particularly one that's higher. So I think it was good in the long run, because the worst thing that ever happened to Conor McGregor was he got everything he wanted.
Right.
Won both belts or whatever. So I think it's cool. He'll probably Adesanya will probably just like rule 185. So yeah, that's my quick little UFC stuff thingy right there.
Yeah,
Pac-Man legit. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Did you also have like family get-togethers for Pacquiao fights?
Oh yeah.
At all?
Yeah. I distinctly remember I went over to my girlfriend's mom's place, and she I remember, like, this is like a very distinct memory of watching the Pacquiao fight, and her boyfriend, my girlfriend's mom's boyfriend, oh my god, did not like Pacquiao, but of course we all love Pacquiao because we're all Filipino. And so every time he'd have a good round, or I don't know, something would happen in the fight, she would run around the room with the Filipino flag on her back and just like strut around like, Pacquiao. I'm like, yeah, that's
sure. Yeah.
The extent I have of watching boxing.
What did you guys think about the Logan Paul Mayweather fight? That's a lot of money in play, man. They're gonna make millions of dollars off that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Logan Paul Nate Robinson fight though, god.
I'm like confused. I'm just confused how Logan Paul like was put in the position to like
To fight.
fight some of the greatest fighters in the world. I was like, don't guys like train their whole life to get to this point? And then like Logan Paul is just like up next somehow. Like nobody ever explained that to me. So I was like, why is Logan Paul fighting Floyd Mayweather? I'm like, bro, you're gonna die. Like, would you know who Floyd Mayweather is? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't even know, man. That's so. I don't know. Like, cause Floyd is into the he's in for whatever's a big money play.
Yeah,
Money Mayweather. I would love to see Logan Paul get beat up though.
it'll be a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this new trend of celebrities fighting each other. You know?
I know. Didn't like
Floyd, he's done fighting real boxers, yeah.
yeah.
There you go. Didn't what?
Yeah, that's a good point, Mason. I like how I'm pretty sure there was like a KSI Logan Paul shit or Jake Paul. I forget which Paul brother it was, but I want to see more YouTube.
It was both.
Yeah. Oh, really?
There was a KSI versus Jake Paul, and then there was
Jake Paul. Okay.
KSI's friend or brother,
Yeah.
Deji,
Yeah.
was fighting against Logan Paul, and I remember that because he's just kind of scrawny. He's very average looking, like
Yeah.
unassuming. And I just remember and Logan Paul is just like built like a tank. Like that's one thing I'll give him is, dude's built.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking like, yo, like I hope he doesn't die in there. Like I hope he makes it out of the fight.
Oh my God. Jake Paul versus McGregor. Oh my God.
I don't even know.
And you've met Deji and KSI. That's cool. I used to watch them a lot actually. KSI's funny.
KSI, yeah. There was that.
I used to go to I used to be really into YouTubers when I was a kid, like maybe when I was like 14 or something. And so I would go to like VidCon and shit like that and meet all of them. So yeah, that's
you meet Smosh? I remember you
yes,
posting
sir.
a picture of you and Smosh.
Should I find that photo? Yeah, I met
Please do,
Smosh. That was cool. I remember my dad was with me and we like cut in line to see Smosh. Because at this point, VidCon was like such a mess that there were no lines. People were just running around. Yeah, so I met Smosh, which was fun. And I met like Freddie W. and, you know, all of them.
Oh my God. Right. Yeah, Logan is actually a good athlete. Yeah, he wrestled or whatever, but he's a Paul brother, so I don't want to give him too much.
I mean, you can be a good athlete, but I feel like honestly, to be a good boxer, like that's another level. Like it's like being a good athlete, it's like that can mean I don't know, like you can say Steph Curry is a great athlete, but is he a great boxer? Like that's a whole nother league, you know, like the amount of stamina and like strength you need. So I'm honestly pretty impressed by Logan Paul with how well he can kind of hold up in a fight. Even though I forget the last fight he did, but yeah, I was like,
it was the Nate Robinson thing.
That's what I thought. I remember that, bro. Twitter was like, we can't even look a white man in the eye right now. He beat down our king. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, one of those. I remember one of the popular tweets was like, all right, this is one of those things that just feels racist. It might not actually be racist, but it feels racist. So
oh my God.
That was really interesting. Yeah.
Man. I want to try and see if I can find that picture of me and Smosh. It's on Facebook somewhere.
Hello from Dubai. Oh. Justin's in the chat.
This man's, I know. Ryan Garcia Pacquiao was gonna happen. I did hear about that. I always feel like Pacquiao fights are like, I don't know. I feel like Pacquiao is like kind of picking and choosing his battles at this point, you know, especially since his last fight was such a money grab. Like that was such a lame freaking. I remember that vividly. It was such a BS fight, but yeah.
Was that with who was that for the belt? Was it? I forget. I didn't even watch Pacquiao's last fight. I know.
Really?
I'm dishonor as a Filipino. But yeah.
I know. Yeah, I haven't even. I mean, I'm not very much an expert on UFC or anything like that, but they're fun to watch. I'll give it
I
that.
read about it on Reddit. So I must be real. I'm an expert.
Yeah, that's more than what I do. I don't even read about it.
Favorite song on After Hours by Hoodie Boy. Thank you for the comment.
For sure.
Can you nail down your favorite song from After Hours?
One song.
Yes, like with the game on the line. You
Oh
have the
man.
aux,
All
and
right,
you're
all
just
right, all right,
like,
all right, all
okay.
right.
I will say this, you know what? Your favorite song, "Save Your Tears." At first, I didn't like that song at all. Like, in fact, I like, or not. Sorry. Now that I got your attention with that clickbait, um, I liked the song, but I felt it was I don't know. I like the intensity of like faith
Mm.
and carrying into Blinding Lights, and then In Your Eyes was this really cool kind of pop 80s type synth thing. And Save Your Tears came on, and it was a little bit of it kind of brought down the excitement or like kind of adrenaline from the rest of the
Mm.
album.
Mm.
But now in like as I'm able to listen to it a lot more, yeah, Save Your Tears is a hit for
Save
sure.
Your Tears. Yeah, that's a great song. Would you say? Oh, hot take. Scared to Live, the worst track on the album. Hot takes right there. Who said that? Solely with the Weekend profile picture.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's interesting, man. That's interesting. Snow Child does hit different. I haven't even answered the question yet. I don't even know. For me, my favorite track, purely, I mean, if we're going purely based off the numbers, my Spotify rap said "Hardest to Love" was my most played song from this album. But I mean, "Scared to Live" is so good. I don't know how you could hate that. I think it's either "Hardest to Love" or "Faith." Are I can't narrow it down. But those two are great. I feel like it's repetitive and cheesy. Oh man. I think I love "Scared."
I can. You know what?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
I can
and
see it, but
justify
I
this.
love ballads. Yeah, sorry, I got you. No, that's a fair point. It is cheesy because it's a ballad, you know, power ballad. Some that we've gotten from like Elton John, you know, Aerosmith. Like I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Like those kind of ballads. I feel like this, like, "Scared to Live" was kind of like an homage to that. They even use, they interpolate or like kind of just cut in parts from Elton John's "Your Song," which is another power ballad that you guys can check out.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally love it just because it's super simp mode. We've all the jokes in the comment sections about how much we've overused simp during that whole section, but that really is like the perfect word to describe the song because it's you know the way he takes accountability and also still somehow finds a way to hate on her and then not really at the end, but and just the way it kind of crescendos towards the end with that whole like "we fell apart
Yeah.
right from the start," or what was the part where he goes "I should have made you my only,"
Oh yeah.
and then that whole part that was crazy.
I don't know, man.
As for
Like
my favorite,
I think "Scared to Live." If
Go-
you tell me "Scared to Live" is the worst track on the album after seeing him perform it live on SNL with OPN, like when I heard that was the first time I heard that song, or that was the first time he performed it, and I was like, I need to hear this track. Like I need to hear this on the album. So I wouldn't say it's the worst track on the album. I wouldn't say it's the best. It's a great song. I see a lot of love for Faith in the chat. Faith is a great song.
Faith is great.
Yeah. Repeat After Me, very underrated, very true. He doesn't do a lot of interludes, but when he does, I think this is one of my favorite interludes that he's done. I think it's better than the Stargirl interlude, like whatever. Repeat After Me is great.
Yeah. By the way, so my favorite song is probably, I just want to tackle this real quick because Kitchen Boy brought up something I want to talk about. My favorite song is probably just the titular. That word always makes me laugh. Titular song, "After Hours," just because it kind of.
I love that song.
You know, within the context of the album, it's the big climactic point.
Yeah.
It also just kind of embodies the Weeknd's whole um his whole vibe, his whole aesthetic, his whole career, pretty much.
The beat
And the
drop on
way
that
he's able to
song.
switch tones like that is
Yeah.
crazy. Yes.
The beat
And,
drop.
and just like that infectious, just like
Mm-hmm.
beat that goes on during most of the song is the middle third of the song is great.
I also
But
I
Kitchen
also
Boy,
really like Alone Again too, though. I'll just slip that in there.
yes,
Great opening track.
Alone Again, yes,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yes, dude. That run that he has that triggers the beat drop.
Hmm.
And also, by the way, the Vivo performance of Alone Again with like the visuals behind him. Have you seen that?
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
The Vivo, like, dude, insane.
Insane.
But Kitchen Boy brings up something where he says haters will say that Scared to Live is like a wedding song. I think it could be a wedding song, a really good one, and I'm not saying that in a negative way at all. But one thing I wanted to bring up was the fact that I want "Die for You" off of Starboy to be like the song, the first. You know, they always have the first dance between the couple that just married. You know,
Mm-hmm.
"Die for You" for me fits that exact vibe. I would love nothing more
Yeah.
than to have that played at my wedding,
Oh yeah.
for sure.
Alone Again is the biggest
Alone.
plot twist of all the songs. That's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, I agree. I think I just love the way that song opens with the analog crackle and the synths and like the keys and all that. I think it once I play that song, I have to play the entire album. I was like, no, I'm in it. Like it's too late.
Yeah.
But yeah. Wow, a lot of hot takes here.
I know.
Let's see.
I love it. The Weeknd really triggered some of you guys.
I know.
I love it. No, I love. Again, I said this last pod, but love talking about the Weeknd.
Yeah.
Can you rank the Weeknd's projects from worst to best? I know you asked this before, Sully, and appreciate you putting it again.
Worst to best, man.
Here, I gotta pull up his. I know his discography, but I gotta like visualize it.
Yeah, I
when
have to
see
like
it.
look at all of them together. Oh man.
This is rough, man.
This is rough. I mean, I will say that
Yes.
I don't think when we say the album is the worst one, objectively, it is a great album. I enjoy every album The Weeknd has put out. I have to think about this.
But to say something is the worst,
Yeah.
meaning that just relative to everything else, I feel like we got to just make that clear before we say like, oh, this album's the worst. It's all good. It's all great.
So are we considering the EPs individually, or can I just group them all as trilogy?
Let's do trilogy.
Okay.
I think that's too much. I'm sorry guys, but trying to do Echoes of Silence, House of Balloons, and all that is all. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't turn on those beautiful beautiful babies. So
I think
trilogy as a whole.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna say like
Sorry, Sully.
Well, I'm not gonna say which one is worse. I'll probably just say in my opinion, I will rank them in terms of my favorites. I'll phrase it like that. So I'll say I'm looking at his Spotify right now. I'm gonna have to say that After Hours is probably number one for me. Hot take. After Hours. I would say okay. So it goes After Hours for me. Trilogy. Man. Okay, I think I got it. After Hours, Trilogy, Beauty Behind the Madness, I don't want to say something fucked up here. Okay, Beauty Behind the Madness, and then I will say Kissland, Starboy, My Dear Melancholy.
Wow. There you go. That's Matt's.
I would rank
Um,
My Dear Melancholy a little higher, but because it's an EP, I know just
mm,
by nature that might just, I don't know if that's fair, but like I feel like if that was a more fleshed out project like the rest of them, that would have definitely
yeah,
taken like a higher placing. But I know that was kind of like a transitional EP, um,
yeah.
from Starboy to After Hours, but yeah, oh man, okay, what are people saying?
They're shitting on you, Matt.
Oh no, what did I
No,
say?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They're just giving their rankings. I'll probably, for me, I'll probably go also After Hours number one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, keep in mind, my main basis for like this ranking is which one have I like. When I like something, I listen to it a lot, so I'm kind of basing it on what I went back and listened to a lot, like the
Mm-hmm.
most. So After Hours, Kissland, number two, Trilogy, number three, and it's like a gap. Don't like it's a close gap. Like don't think it's like one, two, all the way down here three.
Yeah.
They're all close. So After Hours, Kissland, Trilogy. I'll go My Dear Melancholy, Beauty Behind the Madness, Starboy.
Wow.
That's my
So My
that's
Dear
my final
Melancholy
ranking.
over Beauty Behind the Madness.
Yeah, just because I've listened to that thing frontwards, backwards, all the way through. I love. It's probably my okay post trilogy. It's my second favorite like vibe he's gone for.
Mm-hmm.
With Starboy, he went with this very like French New Wave electronic dance music.
Yeah.
Not EDM, but I just used the acronym or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then Beauty Behind the Madness was very pop, very like Michael Jackson, but like a dark Michael Jackson type thing.
Yeah.
But My Dear Melancholy was just like straight up depression as an album, and that's why I love it so much. Yeah.
Bruh.
Is
That's funny.
mayonnaise an instrument?
Yes,
Horseradish. Is
mayonnaise is an
horseradish an
instrument.
instrument? Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I love Beauty Behind the Madness. I feel like this project has been forgotten for some reason. Like
Mm-hmm.
this
It has
was
been.
I feel like this was his main leap into the mainstream. I know Trilogy
Mm-hmm.
put him on the map. Kissland slept on, but Beauty Behind the Madness had its moment, but for some reason I feel like that moment has been forgotten. Like that album is so good. It's
Mm-hmm.
people always say, "Oh, I want the Trilogy Abel back," like all that shit. Like Beauty Behind the Madness is the closest you're gonna get to that without just listening to Trilogy. And that was the first concert I ever went to. Like, so I mean, we went to that. So like
That we went to.
yeah, that
Yeah.
we went to. We went to the Beauty Behind the Madness tour. Oh my god, 2015. That's crazy. That's a while ago. But no, I think there's some incredible songs on here. Like, Tell Your Friends. Oh my god, great track. The Hills, Acquainted,
Man.
In the Night, Dark Times. Like,
Not a
yeah,
single record I would take off that album. It's
no,
so. That's the thing about his albums is there rarely is a song that I could like take off. Maybe Starboy. There's a couple of songs on that album that I could have done without, but I get that album was kind of like the weekend just flexing his ability to make
yeah,
good music,
right.
But I get it,
As You Are. The Hills made him mainstream. Yeah, that's so true. The Hills was huge for him. Still one of his hardest songs ever.
Mhm.
In the Night, best song in my opinion. I absolutely agree, Hoodie Boy. I
It's a good
love that
take.
song so much. I love his Michael Jackson-y songs a lot. That's
Mhm.
why I love Dirty Diana, and that's why I love In the Night.
My favorite song is actually I think it's gonna surprise a couple people. As You Are is actually my favorite song off Beauty Behind the Madness. Like I like the songs where he goes into like a Billie Jean Michael Jackson era where
Mhm.
I'm thinking of Hurt You from My Dear Melancholy. That's another one of those songs that I'd like throw in
Yeah,
there. Uh Die for You also you could argue, or True Colors. Those songs are
yeah,
one of my favorite types of weekend songs for sure. Can't
Yeah.
feel your face. Obviously, can't forget about Can't Feel My Face.
That is like a
I
billion
was singing
plays.
that. I remember. Yeah, I was in the Philippines at the time when that album, not when that album dropped, but when I think when Starboy dropped, and that was the one song I sang on karaoke at every chance I got. And if you know Filipinos, we love our karaoke.
Yeah,
So there
that's
you
funny.
go. Yeah,
Your face. House of Balloons is probably still my favorite. Lost my shit when he started doing it at the Super Bowl. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I think just that era of the weekend. I mean, he changes sound so much that it's easy to forget. Even though, but when you do revisit those albums, it's such like a time and place that it reminds me of.
yeah. So yeah, it's real. It's I think that's one of the toughest things about being the type of artist that Abel is that you kind of have to top yourself. Like you do so well in establishing a vibe and aesthetic with like Beauty Behind the Madness now. What's the next thing, you know? So
Right,
and he does it every time. He
right.
does it every time. Just think of like we both said After Hours is our favorite weekend albums, and that's his most recent one. That's hard for artists to do, you know. So yeah. Damn, we got some 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 math going on here.
uh, Beauty Behind that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Weekend's been around for a minute. But yeah. Faith
Yeah.
music video. Still waiting for that, bro. Yeah. But any other final questions you have for us? This has been a really fun stream. Super chill. Glad you guys have been able to stop by. This is a final call here.
Yeah.
For the Q&A section. I like this Q&A. We got to talk about a lot of different things.
Yeah, yeah. We got to talk about UFC, Manny Pacquiao,
Atlanta.
got to learn our origin story of how
Yeah.
Atlanta. It's fun, man. It's all you guys are great as always. How would the ending for the Faith music video look like? I would imagine it would be like the end of Good Time. That's a recommendation for you guys. It'd be like like when do I want to spoil it? I'll just say the end of Good Time where everything comes to a head right before like the credits scene, you know, but when there's a shot of Robert Pattinson in a car,
Yes.
just like close up. I can imagine that. I use that as a visual for the After Hours breakdown thing. So if you guys want to, you know, give us another view or whatever and check that video out and see that scene that we were talking about, I just feel like that already kind of encompasses what that scene is.
Yeah, like the Joker. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But yeah, that's.
Thank you, Mason. By the way, appreciate,
thanks, Mason.
Appreciate your input and everything. You guys in general are just super on top of it and ask us stuff, and we don't even have to like be like, oh, what do you guys think?
Right.
You guys just
Outcast dropping. Check out our last stream. We went over our predictions for that. What we think about that. But yeah, if you guys don't have any other questions, this has been a really awesome stream. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We went on for a little while. It was almost 2 hours 40 minutes. That's been a minute. But yeah, I'll just say last thing. Stay tuned for the OurThoughts Awards. Check us out on Instagram so you guys can you guys can vote for the record of the year. Follow us. Our handles are on top of our heads. So OurThoughts Awards coming to you soon, and so much more. We have so much content planned for you guys for season 4.
Yes, sir.
Expect this stream. I think we're just gonna say streaming every Wednesday at 5 p.m. OurThoughts Awards will be at Wednesday 5 p.m. And thank you so much, Hoodie Boy, for showing up. Thank you much, Silly, for showing up. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Appreciate every one of you guys. This was an
Hope
awesome.
you guys have a great day.
Yeah.
You know?
Stay safe, everyone. And I hope to see you all at the Our Thoughts Awards. Make sure you
Yep.
come. We're gonna do a best dress, so we're gonna we're gonna review. If you guys can send a pic of your fits, DM us.
Hmm. Yeah, let us. Who are you guys wearing for the Our Thoughts Awards? You
That'll
know?
be the question. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. As always, I've said this 4 times now, but appreciate you guys as always. You guys give this show life.
Right.
So yeah. Next week, Wednesday, 5 p.m. Our Thoughts Awards.
Absolutely.
Be there or be square.
Right. All right, boys and girls. We will see you guys later.